world blind. Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits. I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Yeah. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions. Each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
That's it, the end of the song. Next time you'll sing along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on, cause society's a myth put there to make you sick.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? So welcome to another NFL Live Play-by-Play. This time it's Thursday Night Football between the Raiders and the Rams, and we are underway from kickoff. Before we get into it, if you guys new, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you ring that notification bell so you guys will not miss any upcoming content of the channel. So far, obviously, the Raiders will start out with the 1st and 10 on the 25 for Derek Carr this season. 62% completion percentage, 2,980 yards. 20 touchdowns to 8 picks and a rating of 92.1. But yeah. So right now the Rams are right now dealing with a 6-game losing streak. Then you have the Raiders dealing with a 3-game winning streak. So hands up to Jacobs on the first drive. We get close to the 30-yard line. Looks like to the 29. Goes Josh Jacobs with 14:50 to go. So second down coming up. But shout out to the 3 that's in the chat, though. Appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure you hit that like button. So 2nd and 6 on the 4-yard gain by Josh Jacobs, who is the NFL's league rusher. Absolutely, Randy. Absolutely. So 2nd and 6. Carr takes a snap. We'll hand off to Jacobs again. Jacobs will be got 2 yards, but that's all he's going to get. So look at 3rd and 4 now coming up for the Raiders, who are in their white jerseys today. Okay. Shout out to everybody. So 13:45 to go. And Carter will take the snap. Will drop back to pass. Throws to Davante Adams. And that's going to be complete. And we get a penalty marker on the play. So that out of the way, that might look like. So that's going to be. So Jalen Ramsey gets flagged for pass interference. So that's already, the penalty has been declined. That is going to be a first down for the Raiders. All right. Oh. So 1st and 10. Carr takes a snap, hands it off to Jacobs. Jacobs trying to find an open seam, probably get about 3 or 4 yards on the carry. So that'll be second down coming up for the Raiders.
But this year has been torched for 7 touchdowns. In no other season did he give up more than 3. Meanwhile, you've got Alex Bars, the right guard, who is the Raider who is down and needs some attention.
Okay.
Yeah, just an unprecedented year for Jalen.
So second down, and we get an injured Raider on the play with 13:02 remaining here in the first.
John Simpson will come in and take his place. The offensive line was coming together, and now McDaniels will come out to take a first-hand look.
Then we go into alrighty. Going into a commercial break. Honestly, it's hard to root for both of these damn teams, to be quite honest. But for me, just go with the Raiders because I think right now they're pretty much the hot team coming in. So it looks like Wolford, from what I've understood, is getting the start for the Rams, but we might see Baker Mayfield sooner rather than later because Wolford's still dealing with a neck injury. Yeah, what up, Greg and John? What up, guys? Appreciate everybody that's coming into the chat. Appreciate that as well. I appreciate everybody coming in. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We need 94. We need 94 to get to there. But so far, though, so right now the Raiders are kind of pushing up tempo upfield. Right now we're in an injury timeout, so we're gonna see who the injured Raider is on the ground. At the same time, don't worry too. Like when Week 15 comes around, other than just the Eagles game, I'm going to be doing a lot more. Thank God for the Dofu Sports app. At the same time, but yeah, all right. Because to be honest, I did pick the Raiders this week because knowing that the Rams are horrible, to say the least. Not to mention, just still doing with that. Probably the one, like I said, mentioned before in my show earlier. Like the Rams are just dealing with one of the worst. Like I said, I can't remember a time where a team, well, other than like the Rams, dealing with a worse Super Bowl hangover. The only other time I've seen that was with my Philadelphia Eagles, but that's all it does. All right. And we are back from commercial break. Hopefully, you enjoy a safe and holiday season. True. I can't disagree with that. That's for sure. So 2nd and 9. Carr takes the snap, quick throw, and completes it. And that's going to be incomplete. I'm sorry, to Mac Hollins. So 3rd and 9 coming up for the Raiders. 12:46 left to go in the first.
That loss to Indianapolis, they were upset. He was 2-7. He let pretty much 9 years of frustration come out in that press conference. But in a way, it helped to raise the spirits.
Shout out 2 in the chat. So it's 3rd and 9.
Go to work and picked up a couple of overtime ones and last week beat the Chargers. 3rd down and 9.
Carr takes a snap, quick pass to Jacobs. Jacobs will find an open seam up the middle, past the 30 to the 25. Or so that's Amir Abdullah with the first down.
Seahawk makes the tackle. First down.
So 1st and 10 for the Raiders, under 12.5 to play. Now, for those who are asking why I don't have the timer up, because the last time I had the timer up, because when it goes to the seconds, it kind of freezes on my screen. So I'll just let you know what time we got. So we're at 12:10. We got a 1st and 10. And so Amir White gets the handoff. And we'll be about 2 yards. And we get a penalty marker on the play. And that stops the clock at 12:03 remaining in the first. And let's see where that's going to be on. So let's see.
After further consultation,
So the Rams, illegal hands to the face. And that was Copeland, number 93. Gets flagged for illegal hands to the face. So 1st and 10, looks like we get an I formation. Carr will now hand it to the outside, but it's only going to be about a 2-yard gain by Josh Jacobs.
It's funny because he's been listed on the injury report the last couple of weeks with a calf and a quad. God forbid he should be healthy, right? What he's done over the past few weeks is tremendous.
So Josh Jacobs, 613 scrimmage yards in the last 3 games, most by a player since 2016. The last player to do that was Le'Veon Bell, who had that kind of stretch. Yeah. Yeah, I'm down for that, Randy. I'll give you the link in just a second. Carr steps back, flushes it, runs out to his right, and will at least be about 2 yards shy of the first down marker. So 3rd and 4 on a 6-yard run by Derek Carr. Alec, no rush, my guy. I got you covered. And pitch back to Jacobs. And that'll be out of bounds. So 1st and goal looks like at the 2 for Josh Jacobs. And just good blocking out in front.
To take care of the edge. Great call there by Josh McDaniels to get to the edge. Because of the injuries to the outside linebackers, they release Justin Hollins. Hoyt has moved from defensive tackle to outside linebacker, playing well, but no chance there. Here's the 11th play.
And 1st and goal, hands off to Jacob. So they'll be shy of the goal line. So it'll be 2nd and goal. Looks like at the half-yard line for Josh Jacobs. Try to push his way.
Excuse me, but I think part of that is Raheem Morris trying to figure out how Josh McDaniels, because he can do it both through the air with Adams, or the physicality and that two-back look. I think they wanted to start by trying to stop the run, and this opening drive, Josh McDaniels, if they punch it in, is going to be really excited about.
So 2nd and goal, I formation. Carr will hand it off. And that is in the end zone. Touchdown, Las Vegas. That was Josh Jacobs gets the touchdown on the board And that stops the clock at 9:13. It's a 12-play drive for 75 yards. 5 minutes, 47 seconds time of possession for the Las Vegas Raiders on that opening drive. Lilly went with the jumbo package to try to find an open seam up the middle for Josh Jacobs and gets in. Now we got Carlson on for the extra point. And that is good. What up, Mitch? Well, you're not the... Well, it is National Brownie Day, so I got you covered on Cosmic Brownies. So good 7-0 start by the Raiders to start off on Thursday Night Football. Alrighty, so plus knowing me and doing football play-by-plays, I'll have like a notepad and a pen and or marker to make sure to write down or start doing tallies of penalties. Good Lord. And some Mountain Dew to go along with that. But yeah, so far, not too shabby. 9-13, 7-0 lead for the Raiders in Los Angeles, California, or actually Inglewood. My apologies at SoFi Stadium. But shout out to the 5 that's in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you ring that notification bell so you guys will not miss the new upcoming content as well. Also on the road to 1,000. But so far, though, not a bad drive for the Raiders. Like I said, 12-play drive for 75. Almost put up 100 yards on that 12-play drive. Went for 75 yards. Well, think about this, too. It's just one of those days where I'd rather have a cheat day sometimes. But you can't go wrong with trust me, Cosmic Brownies for me, when it comes to little snack cakes, that shit is, kind of addicting. That's just the way that I see it. All right. Shout out to the 5, though. Like I said, I appreciate everybody coming through on Thursday Night Football. What kind of beer? Are we talking about Budweiser, Bud Light, Miller Lite, Michelob Ultra, Heineken? What are we talking about here? And the one alcohol where you never pay me $1 million to drink is Jägermeister, because let me tell you, that shit is fucking disgusting. I will say that much. Jägermeister is disgusting. So 16 out of the Super Bowl team retained. So 5 of that team just have pretty much. Okay. Hey, natural light can't go wrong with that. It's decent.
Yeah, 42 sacks on the year, and while all the attention goes on Stafford and Kupp, and it should, the offensive line, I think, is where Sean McVay, they've really tried to redefine.
Alrighty.
Huge strides last week in the close game.
Damn. And Carlson to kick it off. And Powell that will they go past the 15 to the 20, outside to the 26-yard line go Powell. And we get a flag on the play at 9:09 so far here in the first. On an early 7-0 lead. So let's see what this penalty marker is and who's going to go in. Fireball, unless you mix it with run shada. So that is a penalty on the Raiders. That is their first. So you had Nasiki at left tackle, got Skura at guard, Brian Allen's the center, Coleman Shelton, their right guard, and they got Havenstein at their right tackle position. That's true. And Wolford takes the snap. Will hand off to Akers. And Akers looks like he might get the first down on that run. So maybe about. Oh, damn, that's gonna be crazy. So it's a second down coming up for the Rams. 8:45 to go. It's a 7-0 game.
Counter was made. We got to move it, and basically sat him for a couple of weeks. They talked it out, worked it out. Daryl Henderson out, and now he's the guy. He's the guy that's going to make plays.
And Wolford hands off to Akers again. Will not get much. He'll lose about a yard or two, about 2 yards to be exact. So it'll be third down coming up for Cam Akers. So Tillery with the tackle comes up with the tackle on.
Look at that extension, able to get off of that block, throw Shelton into the back.
Yeah, Cam Akers to lose some yardage.
A great addition to go along with the edge.
So 3rd and 1. So we got Kyron Williams. And that's going to be going nowhere. That's going to be a 3-and-out by the Raiders defense. Max Crosby on the tackle. Absolutely.
This is called doing your homework right here. Max Crosby's watched the film that we all watched and saw the jet sweep.
Yeah, just read that jet sweep like it was nothing. A good tackle by Max Crosby. That's real. I think you're really having a really good year for the Raiders. So Cole to receive the punt from, and that's going to bounce into the end zone to be a 1st and 10 at the 20 for the Raiders. So quick 3-and-out. So it's a 7-0 game going to commercial break. But shout out to everybody. This has been the chat, though. Shout out to everybody as well. But yeah, and I'll be joining. All right, to get some kind. All righty. All right. Give me 1 second here. Shout out to the 5, though. Appreciate everybody coming through. All right. Yo, what up, Arku? What is good, my guy? What is good? What is good? All righty. What is good? Shout out to the 5, though. Really appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure you hit the like button for some Thursday night football. Hopefully, this game won't be as boring as the. Let's be real. That's what I'm thinking because actually, let me take a look at this. All right. Actually, right now showing the press conference earlier by Carr in the season. So, all right. So, random answer to answer your question. So, if the Eagles win at the Giants, or if San Francisco or Seattle loses, and that's how we're going to get the number 1 seed. So, when we do beat the Giants, we get the number 1 seed. We clinch a playoff berth. So that's pretty much easier said than done, to be quite frankly about it. So we got our 1st and 10 at the 20. And Carr takes the snap with a play action. Dumps it, checks it down, and we get a penalty marker on the play at 6:56. So under 7 minutes to play here in the first. It's a 7-0 game.
Wagner there for a hold.
So that might be a hold on.
Coming off a great game against his ex-teammates 10 years in Seattle. Had a pick and 2 sacks last week.
So let's see.
Holding defense number 45. 5-yard penalty, automatic.
So that is holding on Bobby Wagner.
Seattle let Wagner go. He was surprised and disappointed.
Yeah, for sure. The epitome of
So now be a fresh set of downs for the Raiders. All at that defensive holding by Bobby Wagner.
straight years of starting, and as a middle linebacker for a defense, nobody sees the game better than number 45 for the Rams. And it was fun to talk to him about going up against his former team last week. He had a lot of energy and a lot of production against the Seahawks.
Kind of said, well, maybe they thought I was too old. I'm on the other side of 30. But
Yeah. He said he heard him.
he proved the other day he wasn't too old.
He said there was some fun trash talk going back and forth, and he said it just lit his fire early in the game.
So 6:40 to go. It's a 1st and 10 at the 25.
No question about that.
Carr takes a snap, draws back to pass, and that's be incomplete. And that was to Devontae Adams, was the intended target
Let's check in with Kaylee. What you got?
by Derek Carr. So Alex Bars, so man, that's not going to be looking good for the Raiders. So John Simpson right now is starting now in at left guard for Bars. Card, like hands out to the outside. Mac Hollins gets to the 40 to the 43-yard line. Goes Mac Hollins. Good Lord, I hate that. Another guy that was a huge, colossal bust in the city of Philadelphia.
Yeah, and again, these edges are a big concern to see.
Almost like a reverse jet sweep is what the play call was there for on that play call. I don't exactly hate him, but he just, I don't know. Like Mac Hollins is an interesting case. Like I don't exactly hate him, but I thought it could have been a lot better than what he gave to the during his time in Philly. But apparently it wasn't the case. But Jacobs, we get close to the 45 on that run.
I love that you talked about Mac Hollins because really he's been a special teams guy throughout his career and had a good career in college in North Carolina. But this is his first real opportunity coming over from Miami to get a chance to show what he can do opposite of Devontae Adams. And with the injuries to Waller and Renfro, like you said, he sure has taken advantage of it.
But yeah, true, but still, I mean, just not the kind of receiver. It's just really never panned out. But the positives, at least he got a ring. That's it. What a catch by Mac Hollins! Another first down by the Raiders. So now the Raiders are now in Rams territory.
Offensive line here that they feel that they've grown the most, even with the injury. See that Simpson's in there; he's holding his own. It's a great job.
So just good blocking on that part of that offensive line by the Raiders. Like I said, coming into this game, riding a 3-game winning streak, which shocking for a team that's got a, let's be real, inept head coach and Josh McDaniels, but I think that's growing pains. But we'll see what happens. And Carr takes the snap. We'll hand off to Jacobs. Jacobs will get about 4 yards on the carry. So that'll be 2nd and 6 coming up for the Raiders. And Jacobs right now playing in a contract year since the Raiders did decline his 5th-year option, which was kind of stupid if you really think about it, because. But that's just me. That is just me. So we got a 2nd and 6, about 4 minutes to go. So right now the Raiders have 17 total plays to the Rams 3. Almost 9 minutes, about 9 minutes time of possession for the Raiders to about 1:20 from the Rams. So Carr, 3 seconds of the play clock, takes the snap, drops back to pass with the blitz coming and completes it over the. And that was to Johnson. That'll be short of the first down. So 3rd down coming up for the Raiders. So right now, Jacobs is 24 out of Alabama, 24th overall pick in the 2019 NFL Draft. Was a very solid running back during his time at Alabama, which is kind of fun. But to be honest, though, the fact that they declined his fifth-year option was, like I said, it was completely stupid to really. And so the Raiders will take their first time out. That leaves them. Oh.
Crowd is right now. I think mainly Raiders a little bit, but you have a PA announcer here who incessantly screams.
Alrighty.
Whose house? And he wants him to say, no, I hate it. He wants him to say Rams house, but as far as the Raiders are concerned, well, this is kind of like their Airbnb. Yeah, I mean, their house, but I mean, and you live in the area. You live in the area. We talked about it on the way over here. I said, what do you think? 50-50, 60?
Alrighty. So 3rd and 5 with 3:06. So obviously the Raiders take the first time out of the game, at least with 2 here in the first quarter. So now you got Mark Davis in the building. You got Ice Cube now in the building too, which is great because Ice Cube, really. So 3rd and 5 with a hands up to Jacobs, and he ain't gonna get much. So nothing doing. That's going to be a 3-and-out by the Raiders. So we're going to get a field goal attempt by Carlson and company. So nice tackle by from Bobby Wagner, who earlier got flagged for the defensive holding. Mm. And from 52 yards out, and the kick. That is good. Right down the middle. It is 10-0 Raiders. So 10-0 Raiders lead. Less than 3 minutes to play here in the first. So could be interesting if they put at least more than 10 plus points here in the first, which would be great. Because, like I said, I mean, the Raiders coming off the 3-game win streak and a very impressive win. Actually, no, wait a minute. I think it was a walk-off win against the Seahawks. And to be quite frankly, though, I mean, the Raiders, I will admit this too. I was one of the many to overhype the Raiders. And to be honest, if I had my buddy Jeff with me, he would probably say the exact same thing. And, yeah, it just wasn't. It didn't look great. Damn, that's sad. That's really sad, man. Well, I mean, at best, I think he's doing pretty well for himself out in Vegas, but just really, I mean, because look, we had much better talent than Mac Hollins on that team, but I mean. Yeah. I mean, if we could have had a lot, this is my thing. If we just could have stayed how this team is going on, I think it'd be a really decent receiver in this receiving core. I mean, to join, be the 4th receiver, because I mean, 3rd, you have Quez Watkins is a 3rd, but I don't know exactly who's your 4th. I mean, could be 5th if lucky on the depth chart, but that's just being nice. Well, I don't know. But so now, for those who are just coming in, welcome everybody. It's a 10-0 game, still holding by the Raiders. So we should hopefully, if the Raiders hold on to win, that is true. That is absolutely true. Like Jeffrey, we held on for too long because we know he was going to getting past his prime. Mostly everybody from that Super Bowl team were getting up there in age, and it was really hard to let him go just like she had cap, because good Lord, we were just in cap hell after that. And that's kind of where unfortunately the Rams are kind of suffering. But yeah. Honestly, I'm not really surprised, but I was one of many to try to find a way to get rid of Reagor, because let's be real, Reagor, really, you had Justin Jefferson right on the damn board. But that's That's all in the past right now. But I mean, since trading Rager, we just been pretty solid. Been pretty solid so far this season. And Carlson to kick it off. And pass the 10 to the 15, pass the 20 to the 25, 30 to pass the 35 to the 36-yard line goes the Raiders by the Rams. And here come the offense with 2:17. Now we're going to get Baker Mayfield now making his Rams debut. So this season with the Panthers has come into the Rams, 58% completion percentage, 1,313 yards, 6 touchdowns to 6 picks. Yeah. True. I and this is why look, even though as much shit we gave Howie, you'll get rid of Rager and JJ Arcega-Whiteside. At least he rectified those 2 mistakes in those 2 draft classes. So we got a 1st and 10. Baker with a play action, time in the pocket, throws that is complete over the middle. Now it's Van Jefferson with a nice catch. So 1st and 10. Now we're going to get close to the 2-minute warning. So we get a nice off route, just find an open seam right down the middle. And to be quite honest, though, if somehow Stafford Say does retire, I mean, look, I don't think Baker Mayfield's a bad quarterback by the stretch of the imagination, but I think he's serviceable at best. So we got a 1st and 10 at the 45. And with the play action by Baker Mayfield, rolls out to his left. And so it'll be about 2 yards shy of the first down, or 3 yards shy. Wilson. Damn. What up, Steve? What up, my guy? What up, Steve? Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. So we got 2nd and 4 with about a minute to play. So Mayfield at 2nd and 4 takes the snap with a handoff to Akers. And Akers will get about a 2-yard gain, but that's all he's going to get. So third down coming up for the Rams. And I think, to be honest, like I said, going back to what I said about Mayfield, I think in the right system, I think he can be a good quarterback. That's what I think. Because I don't think Baker Mayfield is not super horrible, but it could have been a lot better than what the Browns kind of gave him, and what the Panthers gave him. But I think in the right system with the right pieces around him, I think he should be okay. He should be a good quarterback in this league. The 3rd and 2. Mayfield throws for the deep ball. That's be incomplete. And that was Atwell was the intended target. And we get a flag on the play. Why do I feel like it can be a pass interference on Nate? Oh, it might be that going to be on Nate Hobbs. Okay, so no foul. I don't know why you threw the flag in the first place, you bastards.
I thought, and again, you had both, the receiver and Hobbs both kind of pushing a little bit back and forth. He's in phase. Sometimes when you don't get your head turned till late, they'll call
right.
penalty. And maybe that's what initially brought the flag. But
So now we got a 4th and 2 with 11 seconds.
Here's an interesting choice right now because you're at the 37. You go for it with a guy who just got here 20 minutes ago. Said Matt Gay will come in.
So Matt Gay for the field goal to at least get some points on the board. What up, Ron? What is good, my guy? What is good? What is good, everybody? This is for 55 yards out. And the kick. That is good. And it's a 10-3 game with 6 seconds left here in the first quarter. And that's going to take us to commercial break. Live on Amazon Prime Video. So, as well. But so far, there's been a really good game. Mostly by the Raiders, who's been kind of driving outfield. I mean, other than the touchdown, the field goal. But obviously solid defense so far. I mean, Cam Akers, finally actually get it. The last couple of weeks finally actually decides to wake up because, good Lord, when I first drafted Cam Akers in my fantasy football league, the fact he was never used properly, I was fucking pissed. So I waited till 2 or 3 more weeks into the season, no production out of him, so I decided to drop his ass. But so far the last 2-3 weeks, he's finally actually been productive. So it's like, oh, see this, it was just very annoying. It was very annoying to say the least.
He just said, first of all, it's unprecedented. I think Cam Newton came back to Carolina, had some time to get ready to be able to play on short notice. This is a Thursday night game.
It's a Thursday night, so not a bad drive by Baker Mayfield, though. And we're going to get the kick off, and that's going to be past very short. So that's Abdullah, and we'll get close to at the 32 is where he's going to get tackled. So that's going to be end of the first quarter. So to the second quarter we go. It's a 7-point game. Bam, bam, bam. There we go. But yeah, shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. All right. But other than that, though, with commercial break, Mets fans, I think you should be really happy since you are still keeping Brandon Nimmo for the next 6 years, or was it 8? It's an 8-year 162 for 8 years 162. My goodness. And to be quite honest, though, I don't know if he's where you're worth 162 million in my let's be real, my honest opinion. But I guess I may say otherwise, but we'll see. But with that being said, but let's hear from our sponsor, SeatGeek. Have you thought about saving money on tickets, whether it's sporting events, concerts, wrestling events, etc.? Use my promo code PhillySports at checkout to save $20 off your order. That is PhillySports, PhillySports, to save $20 off. Absolutely. So make sure you use our promo code PhillySports. That is all in capital letters at checkout on SeatGeek.com to save $20 off your first purchase of tickets, whether it's for concerts, wrestling events, like I said, or sporting events, whatever the case may be. Like I said, Ranton, it's one of the best deals you cannot pass up on it, because that's first of all, that's eliminating all the fees for tickets. Like, it's good. It's going to be great. Like I have actually talked to people who when I was part of the Twilight Sports Network. Key in the building, she used it when we had our partnership with them. She used it, and it was actually it was interesting. So yeah. Well, I mean, but yeah. So for those who want to get tickets to other like sporting events, wrestling events, concerts, whatever the case may be, make sure come on. Yeah, y'all don't want to miss out on this amazing deal. And check the link in the description to get some of your Philly Sports Podcast merch. Because like I said, you want to rep the Philly Sports Podcast as well. And we got more new merch coming up for our show for the It's Real Newbie Podcast. But yeah. So it's first and 10. Carr will hand it off to Jacobs. And we'll get close to the 35-yard line. Looks like to the 34. So now they're looking going back to the. Absolutely, man. Trust me, with how expensive concert tickets nowadays, plus with the fees and shit like that, saving $20 off. I mean, this was like one of the biggest. Like I said, when it comes to the channel as a whole, not just for me, but for Tyler as well. He's kind of my other, I would say, not say my co-host, but kind of my other half of this channel. We kind of been waiting to get like a partnership like this. So I just applied for the partnership for SeatGeek, and I'll kind of wait for it a little bit. It was a pain in the fucking ass, but in the end, got the partnership. And nice throw up the middle to Matt Collins. We'll get the first down. as well.
He's been involved already in 3 plays right now. Almost with 1 rush and a couple of grabs in the first down.
Job again by Carr, being able to work through these progressions, offensive line.
So first and 10, 14 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Shout out to the 10 that's in the chat, though.
Simpson, who is in for bars, holding up and just trying to find those soft spots in his own. It's very different against this Rams defense without 99 in the middle.
Yeah. One thing the Rams are pretty good at, though, is stopping the run.
And Carr now hands off to Jacobs. So we'll get up the middle. Try to find an open room to Ryan. We'll get close to midfield. Looks like at the 48-yard line. And we get a penalty marker on the play with 13:31 left to go. In that's the third total penalty for that is Copeland again with the illegal hands to the face.
On the left guard, Dylan Parham, you see again, right up on the neck. It's the exact same
My goodness.
they used the first time they got called for.
And keeps it there.
Dude, I recommend getting, yeah. So if you want to save some money, please use my promo code because, man, it really will help out the channel.
Balanced attack. You know, this offense is
Oh, absolutely. If you do want to get cheap Eagle tickets, and if you try to save some money, like I said, use my promo code Philly Sports, all in capital letters, to save $20 off your purchase of tickets.
personnel look. Now he goes to more of what you see every week with the 3 receivers.
So we got a first and 10 with 13:08 remaining. Carr takes the snap. Now hands, and that's looks like Samir White. We get about a few yards on the carry. I'm sorry, that's Josh Jacobs. Man, they're actually really using Josh Jacobs a lot more than their other backs.
They were 6 and 7 and made the playoffs.
Absolutely. And I think that even though you have a new head coach or enough players that experienced that last year, that there's some energy. There's a real belief and confidence that this team, if they get a win tonight, look at the rest of their schedule.
So second and 5 on the 5-yard carry by Jacobs. So under 12 and a half to play. And the flea flicker to Hollins to the outside to the 35-30 to the 25 to the 24-yard line goes Mac Hollins. So first down, Raiders.
Daniel studied all week on film and said if they're going to move 97 from D tackle off to the edge, Hoyt, we're going to work anytime we want. Different ways. We're going to make him lose that edge, make him kind of squeeze. And it's the second time we've seen Hollins be able to get outside of him. And like I said, even the guys that are out in front.
So shout out to everybody, though, man.
Worry about blocking Hoyt. He's taking himself out of the play.
So that's 24 total plays, the 7 for the Rams, 11-1 in first downs. Whew, almost 14 minutes time possession for the Raiders to the almost 4 minutes, 26 seconds for the Rams.
One-sided at this point.
And Carr and completes it to over the middle, first down. And that's to Cole Sr. for the first down. So first and 10 in the red zone for the Raiders. Under 11 and a half to play here in the second quarter.
Lewis at that position has been injured most of his career and is not available tonight. They waived Justin Hollins. It's been everything that could go wrong on the outside opposite of Leonard Floyd has.
And also the positives too for Philly sports fans. Good Lord, man. Trey Turner just looks so good in Philly's pinstripes. And I'm excited to call more Phillies games this year than what I did last season. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So we got 11 minutes to go. First and 10. Carr takes the snap. We'll hand off to, looks like Jacobs. And I'm sorry, that's I think that's Samir White. So that's a 6-yard carry. So that'd be 2nd and 4 now coming up.
What the Rams did last week, run up the middle, get those linebackers' eyes on the interior, and then use speed out on the edge with that jet sweep. Continue to work the edges, and all that's going to do is help them to get back to their bread and butter to be able to run that football between the tackles when you can attack the edges.
Second and 4. And we get penalty flags on the play. And Thomas with a nice tackle, but that might not be the case. Oh, sorry, that is on the Raiders. That is holding. So that is John Simpson gets flagged for holding.
Having to hold on to him. Gaines able to shoot right behind the center, and you see Simpson a little bit late off the snap. But here's Keir Thomas now. He's a rookie out of Florida State, 275-pounder, but not as big as Hoyt. And I'm sure the biggest message that Raheem Morris told him: take care of the edge. We cannot let them continue to get outside of us. Rams, of course, declined that penalty, take the down here. That was a 5-yard loss. So that makes it 3rd down and 9 at the 13-yard line. So they defend Adams here. He has the one-handed catch. He's up top. One-on-one there again against Jalen Ramsey.
And quick, and that's be incomplete. So that's Turner could not make the catch. So that's gonna be another 3 and out for the Raiders. Now it looks like we're going to get the field goal unit coming up for the Raiders.
They're looking at that safety. Taylor Rapp was over there helping, so they go back the other way. No laces. You see that so often when these quick throws. Again, Turner never had possession of that football.
So Carlson
But third possession.
now on for his second attempt for a field goal. One from 52 yards out. This is from 31 yards out for Carlson in the kick. That is good. 13-3, Raiders lead with 9:40 to go here in the second quarter. And that's going to drop us to commercial break. But yeah, I mean, so far though, I mean, we've been making some interesting moves here. All right. See what's going on in the MLB world. Shout out to the Six that's coming to the stream, man. Welcome everybody for some Thursday Night Football. I don't know why I said Friday, like a moron. My apologies for that. And for those who are just coming in, the Philly Sports Podcast YouTube channel is officially partnered with SeatGeek. Yeah, I mean, so far use our promo code Philly Sports is all in capital letters at checkout to save $20 off your purchase. You know, for all tickets, because let's be real, tickets nowadays are fucking expensive as hell, no matter how much you're looking. But yeah, because y'all don't want to really spend too much money on tickets nowadays, which is ridiculous. But I mean, it is what it is. So Walter Payton, Man of the Year Award nominees. You got A.J. Cole, the punter from the Raiders, Jermaine Ancrum Jr., the O-line. They've been nominees for the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award.
Special Olympics Nevada. The winner will be announced at NFL Honors on Thursday, February 9th now.
As you know, Kelly, our colleague Andrew Whitworth. That's right. Last year's Man of the Year. Then he gets the award and he wins the Super Bowl that day. It doesn't get any better than that. What a way to head off into the sunset. Big win.
Oh, my. All right, Carlson to kick it off fourth. And we'll kick it to the right this time. So to the 5, to the 10, 15, 20, at the 22-yard line goes Powell. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to pay for the experience rather than spend a shit ton of money on tickets, which, let's be real, depending on where you're looking, some tickets are fucking. Yeah.
So that's John Wolford, and he's in his car and he plays that back so he can learn all of the play calls. And this is, well, Mayfield didn't agree with all of that, but from the 22-yard line,
And like Mayfield will handle it to Akers. We'll get about, it looks like 6 or 7 yards on the carry.
by the time you got the play call out, get laryngitis, wouldn't you?
I think for fans at home to understand, it's 36 to 48 hours he's had to try to understand and digest this play.
Shout out to the 5 that's in the chat, though. So, man, it's a 10-point game for the Raiders.
And Liam Cohen, his offensive coordinator,
And so far, though, it's been pretty solid football.
crazy. The notes that he takes, the highlighters out, it's just unprecedented. The preparation,
See, that's a very good point. I have no idea why they had the to be determined.
the sheet right there on his wrist. I mean, it's
That's a very good question. I have no idea. So, hands it up to Akers again from Baker Mayfield. And that's going to be about a yard shy of the first down. So, he's 3rd and 1 coming up for the at the same time. So 8:38 to go.
play clock to be able to communicate and tell him things, give him the call, maybe potentially
So 8.5 to go. 3rd and inches.
to help him, and then Baker would just look at his wristband and read the plate number that he called. But still, do that.
All right.
They try to get some sleep.
And it looks like that's going to be a first down and more by it looks like by Cam Akers. Will be 1st and 10. 8:05 to go here in the second quarter. It's the Rams down 10.
Perkins is the other guy. But they get 11 days off now until the next game, the Monday nighter in Green Bay.
Yeah, and of course you still have Matthew Stafford here. I think if nothing else, you have an opportunity. If you're Baker Mayfield, to show the rest of the league and the rest of this season what you're all about.
And up the middle, that is complete. And that was to Apple with a nice catch to 7:34. It's another first down by the Rams. So now kind of pushing up tempo.
It's man-to-man, and this is really just having an opportunity. This is the look that they showed us a lot last week is play action, plenty of time, see the separation at the top of the screen there, and that's Tutu Atwell. With the injuries to receiver, Atwell has an ability to get separation, even against their top cover man, Nate Hobbs.
So Mayfield's right 2 for 3 for 43 yards. So got a 1st and 10. It was like, and down goes Baker Mayfield. So Max Crosby with the sack on Baker Mayfield.
Max Crosby he's got now 11 and a half on the year. He's probably going to turn to his left, can hand it off or fake it to the left. Instead, he's expecting Akers to the right. Obviously, all he can do is eat it.
Let's see what the official score does. He can move at a tackle for loss. Gotcha. Either way.
Out of the way, that's so you can mark that up as well at the same time. So 2nd and 11, under 6.5 to play here in the first half. It is a 10-point game. Like at the 47, at the 48. Mayfield with the pitch back to Akers, and he ain't gonna go nowhere. And that's gonna be a third loss, a couple of yards by Cam Akers. So that is Trayvon Merrick with the tackle.
I love Tutu Atwell and what he's trying to do. And here's Brandon Powell. Look at him at his size, he's trying to block or tackle Max Crosby.
Powell, good attempt, but there's no way you're stopping Max Crosby. Sorry, man, it ain't gonna happen. My goodness. So 3rd and 13. So it's a 13 play drive, 10 rushes, 33 passes. And looks like the Rams will take a timeout here. That leaves it with 2 remaining here in the game. With 5:37 remaining here in the second quarter. But shout out to the 5 that's in the chat.
Back in 30 seconds.
All righty. Yada, yada, yada. Shoot. Let's get to see. But like I said, shout out to everybody that's in the chat, though. Like I said, appreciate everybody. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button as well. Oh, boy. All right.
Fingers to the helmet, compressing it, either having a tough time. Remember, it's a new helmet. This is one of this helmet until yesterday. And of course, the crowd now.
So we got 5:37 with the 3rd and 13. And the snap. Mayfield drops back to pass. Throws and completes it over the middle. And that's to Skoranek, okay, with a nice catch up the middle. So that'd be another first down by the Rams. 5:23 to go. So like Jones and looks like Chandler Jones and Crosby try to beat the outside. Just good enough protection in that pocket to allow Baker Mayfield to really get that throw off. So 5 minutes to play. And Mayfield will hand off to Akers. Akers will get past the 20. And Akers fumbles it. So let's see with the pile. All right, come on now. Well, that's the first I ever heard Al Michaels call a ref a zebra. It is Raiders football. So that was Chandler Jones who knocked it out of the hands. And that's going to take us to commercial break. But man, what a huge play by Chandler Jones to break that drive up. So now, obviously, the Raiders have an opportunity to put more points on the board against the Rams. What's good, Earl? What is good, my guy? Appreciate you coming in, man. Welcome, Earl. Shout out to Earl Cole coming into the channel as well. And also another fellow colleague of mine on the Hardcore Sports Network as well. But yeah, Earl, I appreciate you coming in, man. But for those who are just coming in, we have not talked about our sponsor, SeatGeek. So here it is. Have you thought about saving money on tickets, whether it's sporting events, concerts, wrestling events, etc.? Use my promo code PhillySports at checkout to save $20 off your order. That is PhillySports, Philly Sports, to save $20 off. Absolutely. So let's be real. With ticket prices nowadays, and plus with the fees, you want it because obviously, to add to that, use my promo code to save $20 off. That's just eliminating the fees in its entirety. So you pretty much save a lot more money than what you're spending on tickets. Because let's be real, ticket prices are fucking expensive. So use my promo code Philly Sports. That's all capitals, PhillySports at checkout to save $20 off, because you're not going to regret it. So there's a little ad break for you. So shout out to everybody that's in the chat, though. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe. But Earl, man, appreciate you coming in, my guy. It means a lot at the same time. But shout out to the 8 that's in the chat, though. Welcome, everybody. But yeah. All right. All right, second quarter. And I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. It's been a long time coming to get a partnership. in the last time we had a partnership, but for just this channel alone, just try to build it up as much as we can. So it looks like Jacobs gets the handoff. I'm sorry, that's a Turner. We will get with a nice run. So that's so Josh Jacobs with a 7-yard.
He hit this perfect. I mean, this is exactly the way you rep it in practice. He punches it out. But watch him. Follow him to the ball because Akers has it. It looks like right there. But 55 at the bottom of that pile, as a lot of bodies came in there, look who came out with a football. Part man, part bloodhound. that was a battle to get to that.
And Carr hands up to Jacobs again. We'll get the first down. So Josh Jacobs going to keep adding on to that total, man. So Josh Jacobs tonight so far 16 rushes for 51 yards and a touchdown. And Carr with a play action and do a little check down over the middle. And that's going to be at the 35. So about 2 yards shy at the first down. And that's Josh Jacobs on the catch.
He's had 6 different head coaches, 6 different play callers. So it's taken a little bit of time.
So 2nd and 2, 2:54 to go. I appreciate that, Earl. Appreciate that a lot. Appreciate that. So 2nd and 2. Carr will hand off to Jacobs. We'll cut to the outside. We'll break a tackle to the 40. And we're close to midfield goes Josh Jacobs. So to the 43 goes Josh Jacobs. So we got 235. So now Derek Carr, silver and black facts. Started for 6 different head coaches in 9 seasons, which is tied for second highest by quarterback in one team since Archie Manning has 7 during his time in New Orleans. That was old. Raiders has allowed 26.3 points per game in his starts, most among quarterbacks on 100 starts since 1990. Good God! So 2:08 to go. So 1st and 10 at the 43 with Jacob in the backfield, and that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. So the first half almost about to come to a close in 2 minutes. Shout out to the 6 people that sent the chat, though. We so far been an interesting game, mostly for the Raiders. At the same time, but yep. So with the teams 2 having boot timeouts left, y'all appreciate that. Alrighty. All right. Shout out to the 5 that is in the chat or just watching the stream right now, whether you're coming from Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. All my social media is linked down below, especially Twitter, which I'm going to be where I post. And also, if you want to join my Discord, that is linked down below as well. Let's see. All right. All right. All right. It's that time of year, but man, shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Shout out to the 4 from company from my YouTube channel, 1 from the network and 1 from Twitch. Appreciate that. So now you got the halftime show or the halftime coming up in the next coming 2 minutes.
2 minutes to the halftime point lead for Vegas, 13-3.
I guess so. That's the way. That's how it's put together. So Matt Collins on the jet sweep to the outside, and we get close to midfield, and almost at the 49-yard line. So that's a 7-yard gain by Matt Collins. Almost like a play action to jet sweep. So yeah, so I'm guessing it could be meaningless. I mean, I guess that's how that's the what the playoff implications is, or try to clinch a playoff berth. So Matt Collins got 3 rush for 40 yards. And hands off to Jacobs, and there's gonna be no gain for Josh Jacobs. So 18 carries for Jacobs. And that'll be the Raiders will take a second timeout, leaves them with 1 remaining in the first half, up 13-3. But shout out to the 7 total people that's in the chat, though. Greatly appreciate everybody coming, just hanging out for a little bit. A great game so far in his 4th season. Played 55 games, 9.5 sacks, but he has 3 this season and a fumble recovery in his career. Obviously, the backup to Aaron Donald, who is out for tonight, which is crazy. Note that Donald, I never would see Aaron Donald actually miss a game. So 3rd and 3. Carr takes a snap, draws back to pass, throws the deep ball to Davante Adams. That's going to be complete. It is a catch to Davante Adams. On Jalen Ramsey. And I'll say this too. I think Jalen Ramsey is starting to become one of the most overrated cornerbacks in the NFL this season. So we got a 1st and 10. And the Rams will take a timeout. That leaves them with 1 minute 11 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Just put right in the bread basket.
Those hands go up, and Ramsey doesn't have a chance to react to try to strip him away from the football. Beautiful.
Just what a catch by Davante Adams. I mean, if we do want to clinch in the playoff berth, I think the game will be meaningless, but it would be nice to kick the crap out of the Saints and move up a spot in the draft order. So either way. But yeah. Well, like I said, we'll see come January 1st. And Carr tries to skip the pressure, rolls out to his right. We'll get past the line of scrimmage, leads for about a yard. And that stops the clock at 1:04 remaining.
Second down and 10.
Great pressure there without having to blitz. Leonard Floyd has really had to try to pick it up with all the injuries they had. Really, to me, the only real pressure that they get without blitzing is from 54. And that time, he flushed Derek Carr completely on his own to get out of the pocket. Moving Adams all over the place.
So we got 104. Carr takes a snap, toss back to pass. Steps up, checks down over the middle, and that's going to be complete. And that's Adams again. That's going to be his 3rd catch of the day. So far in this game.
It's a big series for the Rams. They are
And the Raiders will take the final timeout of the first half. That leaves them with none. But shout out to the 6 total people that's in here, though. We have 56 seconds. And like I said, Ramsey's just getting cooked like it's no tomorrow. So the Raiders at 37 total plays to the Rams 15. 235 total yards to the Rams 90. My goodness. It's pretty much been the Raiders for most of the game. So yeah, 56 seconds on the 3rd and 5. And we have Duel in the backfield. Carr takes a snap, drops back, throws and floats it up, and that is picked off in the end zone. Ernest Jones picks off Derek Carr, and that was just one of the most bad throws from Derek Carr tonight. So now that leaves for 49 seconds with the Rams with 1 timeout. Going to be very interesting what the Rams are going to do with less than 50 seconds to go here in this game. It could be not say very interesting, but you got to put something together if you want to try to beat the Raiders, who, like I said, coming into this one on a 3-game winning streak. The Rams, from what I've heard on the 6-game skid, and now actually and I always said this too, with Baker Mayfield, I don't think Baker Mayfield is like I said, it's not a terrible quarterback. I think he's still average to below average, but with the right pieces around him, I think with the way that the Rams have some good wide receiver pieces, I think overall, I think he could be a better quarterback than what he was in Carolina, because I feel like him to get trades to Carolina probably was one of the most dumbest mistakes I think Cleveland could have made. Because for me, I would at least try him to a team that actually has pieces around him, with a good running game, good wide receivers, good coaching, just good everything. And I think the Rams, maybe I guess it could be one of them, but I guess that's the best chance you're going to get, but it is what it is. Damn. So we'll see. I mean, that's a very good point. I think he could be the same as Jimmy G. I think Jimmy G's a better field game manager, but I think Baker does have some good abilities to make some good plays. But like I said, I mean, with like what Carolina has, good Lord, it ain't much. I mean, what they don't have Robbie Anderson. They traded Robbie Anderson to the Cardinals, who also are a team that still sucks. I mean, they could have traded Robbie Anderson to actually a legitimate good team. They still got DJ Moore, let's be real, could do a lot better away from Carolina, in my honest opinion, I would say. But I mean, I think Baker Mayfield in a good surrounding. So, and that's gonna be incomplete to now. It's to Tyler Higbee. I think just a good throw. Just Higbee cannot hang on to the damn football. So Mayfield so far 3 for 5 for 65 yards, 8 rushes for 26 yards. So we got 45 seconds, 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line. And Mayfield will take the snap with the pressure coming. Throws over the middle. That's incomplete. That's going to be incomplete to looks like to Atwell, or looks like Skronowski would be the intended target. So 3rd and 10, 41 seconds remaining here in the second quarter before we get into the half. That's what I'm saying. I mean, if let's say if Mayfield was still on the Browns and looked for a trade pointer, first of all, like a team like Carolina, I would never trade him to because that's pretty much quarterback hell, I would say. But I think another team I could see him actually could do well is probably the New York Jets, because I think the Jets got some really good pieces around it. Elijah Moore, and Denzel Mills kind of turned out to be a bust, but I mean he's so decent. Garrett Wilson, a good running game with obviously not without Breece Hall, but yeah. Yeah, true. Absolutely. But with that out of the way, we are going into half. It's a 13-3 game. But shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. So Mayfield so far not too shabby in his Rams debut. But you know how it is. Going to take my commercial break. But I'll be back. Make sure you stay tuned. And we're going to keep kind of give you my thoughts on a few things. But with that being said, stay around. And if you want to go and come back, more than welcome. All right. So, kind of going over a few things right now. Honestly, just took a little bit of a quick bathroom break. So, the thing right now, obviously, the Rams kind of so far it's been a solid game on both sides between the Rams and the Raiders. Now, in combined, yes, 5 total penalties. I think just Derek Carr just really just makes some. But yeah, it's just. But so far, though, I mean, Carr right now 9 for 1,326 yards and a touchdown and a pick. Then you have Mayfield 3 for 6 for 65 yards. So at least not too bad, but at least you could have been a lot better with the. But so far though, I mean, the Rams with 3 total penalties as a team, and we got 2 for the Raiders. But I mean, so far though, both quarterbacks are pretty decent football. Not really. What's the word I'm looking for? Like spectacular game, I would say. Now, granted, I mean, if you looked at the same time, like, the Raiders right now are sitting 10th in the AFC in terms of the playoff bubble. Now, if they can still like try to build up a little bit of a win streak, they can probably try to trim that deficit and try to move up a handful of spots too. Because right now, the Jets hold the number 7 spot in the AFC. So I think that right now they're going into Minnesota this week at 7-5. I'm sorry, no, wait a minute. The Jets. Oh, Buffalo. My apologies. I'm sorry. Jets are going in the Orchard Park at 7-5. Could be 8-5. Could be 7-6. We gotta see how those two teams play out. Now, in terms of what I said about now, kind of just going to go over the draft a little bit. For the NFL draft, when it comes to the updated right now. So obviously we know that Houston's going to secure the number 1 overall pick. Good Lord. I've never seen a team tank super hard, but pause. Houston right now at 110-1, lost 7 straight. So Houston right now holds the number 1 overall pick. If Seattle wins, right now they move to 4-9. So that would help us get up. And, obviously they're the, hey, what up? What is good? What is good? What is good, my guy? Appreciate that, Brandon. That means a lot coming in. But so far, right now, Seattle's doing pretty well. With Denver's first round pick, obviously, like I said, Denver. I think Seattle fleeced, I would say, the Denver Broncos on that Russell Wilson trade. And to be quite honest, though, anybody you love to see it, but the Rams, obviously they traded their first round pick away for. Actually, that was part of that Matthew Stafford trade, but now belongs to the Lions. So if the Rams lose, say per se, that moves the Rams to 3-10. That will be tied for the second spot with the Chicago Bears, who are also horrible as well. The Saints, who lost 2 straight, right now they're sitting at 4-9. But thank you to Howie working his magic, so we own their first round pick at the same time. It's gonna be fun. Like this season, so the draft's gonna be fun. There's a couple guys on my list I want to try to at least get into the top 5. Either it be Jalen Carter from Georgia, Will Anderson from Alabama, but I can't think of any. There's a couple others that I can't think of. Probably Miles Murray from Clemson. He's another good, decent edge rusher. If he decides to declare, actually, that's really interesting to kind of look. Who is going into the who's in the draft prospects? This is going to be very interesting. Well, we know about this is going to be a D quarterback draft class, that's for sure. And to be quite honest, though, I'm really excited to do some mock drafts this year when the all season comes, because it's going to be fun. It's going to be very fun to kind of discuss and kind of do some stuff. So yeah, Bryce. So we got 2 Alabama players right now at 1 and 2. Because this is, let's see, the top 100 prospects according to Pro Football Focus. Yeah, Bryce Young. I mean, obviously dealt with a little bit of a shoulder injury throughout the season. I think he still be a top 3, even if different teams that need a quarterback. Detroit, Texas, or the Houston Texans, I should say. Can't think of another team. Someone let me know in the chat what other teams that need a quarterback, because I'm losing one team off the top of my head that I can't think. You got Will Anderson, the edge rusher. But Will Anderson, man, I think he could be a very, I would say, disruptive player if the Eagles decide to go that route or go with another I would say another defensive tackle, but I think most better it could be another edge rusher. But like I said, I mean, it's too early. I mean, look, the draft's not going to be. It's going to be very interesting. Let's see. I wanted to see Will Anderson with us. Maybe defensive lineman Jalen Carter. So another pass rusher, Brian Breesy, another guy that. Oh, absolutely. Hell yeah. Yeah, well, it depends. Yeah, you gotta hit me up on social media because that's where you can actually mostly. I'll be more. Well, that's how I can keep in contact with some people. Absolutely. Because like this, not this week. I will not be available for the Giants and Eagles game. I won't be available for that game, but I will be available for the for the Bears and Eagles game on the 18th, which is going to be great. Like I said, man, look, I know the Raiders, not the Raiders, but I know the Bears are bad, but Eagles fans, y'all have to, well, take this into consideration. Try not to overlook the Chicago Bears since they are the team that's pretty much the best running team in the NFL in terms of team rushing yards, over like over 2,000 last time I checked. But Brian Bresee, another guy that's, for me, I highly recommend you don't sleep on because as a huge Clemson guy, really die hard. For a guy that's 6'5", 300 pounds, and just kind of just built like a tank, he can beat you so many ways. But like I said, Miles Murphy, 6'5", 275. He's another one I will keep my eye on. Let's see, Cam Smith, though, he has been pretty solid, even though I really hate to say it as a Clemson guy because I hate fucking South Carolina worth a fucking damn. Because that's my rival. But for those who have seen my rant stream on the Clemson Tigers for dropping, let's be real, shit the bet against the Carolina Gamecocks on the last game of the goddamn year, then yeah, that was bad. It was just super bad, to be quite honest. Now Jordan Addison, that's gonna be very interesting of where he's going to go if he who needs a wide receiver. So what other quarterbacks are coming out other than your tip outside of Bryce Young, Will Levis, CJ Stroud? Let's see. So apparently Tanner McKee's is coming out in this year's draft class. So far, shown growth, earned a 75.8 passing grade. Okay. So what other quarterback? So Bijan Robinson. If we do need another running back, I think Bijan Robinson could be that route to go. If we don't decide to pay Miles Sanders, but I don't think it's going to happen because I think running backs nowadays are just very expendable, and I think might try to go after one try to reach for one in the first round is kind of, I would say, risky at times. I mean, you don't really know what the Giants did. I mean, look, if you get a guy like Saquon type Barkley type of running back that's still available on the board, then still take that. That's just the way that I see it. But let me just fix the scoreboard really quick. Wake up my mouse. There we go. Refill the timeouts. And there we go. It's a 13-3 game. Yeah, appreciate everybody that's been tuning into tonight. Greatly appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure you hit the like button. Hit that subscribe button as well. Let's see. Yeah, so Jackson Smith, the Jigba. Oh God, I remember right. So JSN, obviously, I don't know if everybody's already saw that he's not going to be playing in the postseason. Because I know he's going to be another guy that's declaring for the draft. So we are back from halftime. So Josh Jacobs, so far tonight in the first half, 18 carries since most for the Raiders in the first half since 2007 by Dominic Rhodes. So Wolford played the first drive on 3 handoffs, but Baker Mayfield's pretty much just leading the way at the same time. So Adams 2 catches for 30-plus yards. He has 12 of those season, which is most in the NFL. Team comparison, 38 plays to the Rams 18, 235 to 95 total yards. And the Raiders just own the first down category 15-4. So the Rams will get the second half underway. Let me take the halftime banner off. And the kick from Carlson. So we get the kickoff now at the 5, 10, 15. And it looks like at the 16, 17-yard line goes Powell. So here comes Baker Mayfield in the offense to take out on a 1st and 10. A shout out to the 4 that's still in the chat, though. Appreciate everybody that's hanging in there with me tonight. So McVay in the 60s as the head coach only put up 3 points in the first 3 points first half, which is lowest in his tenure as a head coach. So we got a 1st and 10 with a man in motion. Baker takes the snap with the play action. Good block out in front, and that's going to be incomplete. So that's going to be low. And that was to Van Jefferson, the intended target. Yeah, what's good? What is good? What is good? What is good, my guy? Appreciate that coming through. So we got a 2nd and 10 for the Rams. All right, so 2nd and 10, 14:51. Well, at the 18, Baker will take the snap, draws back, tries to find an open man with the pressure coming, rolls out to his right, and we'll we'll be short of the 1st down. Well, at least get like a 5-6 yard carry. And that kind of showing it's a bit of of what Baker has done so far in his right now tonight in his debut with the Rams. Like after getting cleared off waivers by the Carolina Panthers at the same time. I mean, with a good clean pocket for Mayfield, he can get off good throws. So we got a 3rd and 4. So 14:15 to go. And Mayfield will take the snap, draws back to pass, throws, and that's complete. So Trammell with a nice sliding catch. And they get the 1st down on a nice 3rd down conversion on a 3rd and 4.
So it gives him some room to make this cut. You can see the pressure there by Crosby almost affected that throw. I mean, literally, look at that.
And Crosby, and got a piece of Mayfield, but Mayfield so far 4 for 8 for 70 yards. So far, not too shabby in his outing as a Los Angeles Ram. So 13-28, we got number 15 in motion, sets up the outside. Mayfield with the play action. And down goes Baker Mayfield past the 20-yard line. And that was Nichols with a sack. So that's their second team sack for the loss for the Raiders.
He went for the ball. He just overpowers the left guard, Skura. Just uses his power, pushes it straight back, then he goes for the ball.
And just really nice beat in the pocket. They collapse that pocket. So now 2nd and 19. So Williams in the backfield. Mayfield takes a snap. And Mayfield somehow escapes the sack. And that's be incomplete to Kyren Williams. So 3rd and 19 for the Rams to 12:32 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. And Crosby just being a pest on the outside. Just beats number 79 and almost gets the 2nd sack of the day. And even Chandler Jones, man. I mean, look, this is what I'm saying too about the Raiders. Even though we overhyped the hell of a shit out of them, at least he got some good talent. I mean, talent, and Chandler Jones finally starts to wake up after all this time. And we know how good Max Crosby can be. I mean, it's really showing tonight. So we have a 3rd and 19 at the 20-yard line. Mayfield with almost a fumble, and that is incomplete. And it's getting chippy, and we get a flag on the deck right now on the play. So let's see where this flag is going to be. So that penalty is declined. So that's going to be 3 and out by the Raiders defense. So that's going to force a punt by the Rams. Okay. And Dixon to punt it away. And here comes the punt from Dixon. And we're going to get And we get a penalty marker. That's going to be against the Rams on number 87.
Harris coming in there and decking him and drawing the flag.
Man. So that is on Harris, which does look like it's going to be.
Was he blocked into him is the question.
Could be a block in the. Ooh, could it be a block in the back? I do not know. So let's see what this flag.
So you got a huddle here.
I don't know. I think that might be against the Raiders.
6 officials.
Okay, well, shout out to the 8 that's in the chat, though. So let's see. The 12:19 remaining.
It's a long discussion. It is. You would think somebody had a really good view of it. Let's bring our fish on. Yeah,
All
Terry,
right.
what do you think? Well, they don't have Terry's mic on just yet.
Now I'm here.
There you go.
It appears to me that he does push him into the receiver. Now, if his momentum's taking there already, they'll leave the flag down. But I think he actually pushes him in and prevents the defender from avoiding.
Okay.
There's also
So that's-
a foul for defensive holding.
There you go. You got 2 flags. So that's the reason for the.
So now we're looking at offset and penalties.
They're coming over to discuss this.
So let's see.
McDaniels. Mayfield looking at the tablet. Stafford on the bench as well. Of course, he's not playing.
There are 2 fouls on the play, one by each team. Kick catch interference. Kicking team number 84, holding on the return team number 20. The Raiders have elected to re-kick the ball. It will be 4th down.
Okay.
After all that.
So at least we got offset and penalties, and they're going to re-kick it off again. So we got to redo that punt.
A couple of days ago looked good. First time he had the ball, had a good drive going. Now it's the Rams defense is going to have to get them in the game.
And I think we're so caught up on Baker Mayfield. How are we talking
Okay.
about it? But the Rams offense last week with John Wolford, they were running the football, they were running jet sweep, and they're running play action. So as much as we want to see Baker Mayfield, now that they've dug themselves in a hole and they're trailing, I think you got to get back to that identity that they had to really last week.
And we could see Walford. I mean, the question with Walford was what about the neck? It's been bothering him. He can't throw deep downfield. Started the game, brought Mayfield in. We'll see who's in on the next series. Meanwhile, a re-kick now from the.
So now we get a repump by Dixon and gets it off cleanly. And that's going to stop the clock at 12:10 at the 40-yard line, and that's going to take us to a commercial break. So right now, I mean, after that little penalty right there, I mean, obviously won't count to both teams since we're both all set. Now I got to redo the punt. Now it's going to be a 1st and 10. Looks at the 40-yard line for the Las Vegas Raiders. But so far, though, Raiders just pretty much they're just taking care of business against the Rams. Plain and simple. I think Rams fans had to realize I mean, since you're very, let's be real, kind of just pretty much shit the bed most likely by training, but it's pretty much like going all in for a Super Bowl, which most teams should. But at times, I think teams have to realize too, there's going to be a risk of having a setback like that. And obviously we're seeing the Rams really kind of, well, let's just say, just kind of really dealing with that. Absolutely. But shout out to the 9 that's in the chat though. But it's been a good game so far, but mostly just for the Raiders side of things. At the same time. All right. So shout out to the 11. But yeah, I mean, Derek Carr, though, I mean, had some, well, I mean, he has made some really good throws to Devontae. I mean, just him and Devontae Adams is a really good duo. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Devontae Adams, ever since, with some of these catches that he's been making, it's been a big difference maker for the Raiders offensively. I mean, Matt Collins, a lot of Eagles fans tend to want to forget about him, but he's been very useful, especially in the backfield when it comes to the running game. Josh Jacobs is still doing his thing, playing in the contract year. They still got Zamir White and a couple other backs. And to be honest, though, it's going to be interesting of what the Raiders are going to do, knowing that, well, they don't have any fucking money. It's going to be crazy. I would say. But so go back from commercial break. So Derek Carr to Devontae Adams for 32-yard reception in the first quarter. That completion is for 24%. And the second quarter catch was at 24.1% completion probability. So very low catch rates for Adams, but with the absolutely. A shout out to the 6 that's in the chat though. They're going to 1st and 10 with 12:10 remaining here in the third. So 1st and 10, and with the handoff to Jacobs, and we get a penalty marker on the play with 12:04 stopped on the clock. That's the third penalty on the Raiders. That was on Johnson. That's going to be a 5-yard penalty. So 2013 at Fresno State, 24 touchdown passes, which is third most all-time between teammates in the FBS season. But with the Raiders, 12 touchdown passes, second most in single-season NFL history. My goodness. Well, I mean, this is what happens when you trade a first and I think first and a third for Devontae Adams. And it's really showing, even though the record says otherwise. We got our 1st and 20. Carr will take the snap with a play action. Goes over the middle. That is going to be incomplete. And we got our injured Raider on the ground. And that's Foster Moreau. And looks like, man, Cole Sr. is kind of, shaken up a little bit after getting smacked. So 2nd and 20 with 11:36 to go. So, man. Oh, man. Elbow onto the helmet. God damn, that's got to hurt like a hell. So, 11:36, 2nd and 20. And Jacobs. And the ball's out, and it looks like he might be down by contact. That's still a
Called him down by contact, and he is shaken up on the play.
He has worked so hard to get over the issue of fumbling the ball. He had one last week, and he's done a great job all year. Here he's extending, elbow down. He's definitely down, and then the ball comes out.
Yep, obviously down by contact.
With 6 defensive backs, very risky, even in second long against this running game and against 28.
So 3rd and 5 on a 15-yard run. Carr takes the snap. Pressure coming. Escapes the pocket. And did he get? I think he'll be a yard shy of the first down. That's Bobby Wagner on the tackle. So he's 4th down.
Pressure from Floyd. There's a spy by Wagner. He knows exactly where he needs to keep him and prevent him from getting.
And just knocked over the pylon. The pylon camera on the sideline. And that's going to force a punt by the Raiders. So Cole with the punt to get the punt off. And you get a fair catch at the 14-yard line by the Los Angeles Rams. So, commercial break we go. That leaves us with 10:18 remaining here in the third. Still a 13-3 game as well. Not a good job by the Raiders. Despite that penalty that forced them a 1st and 20, a couple incompletion to make it 2nd and 20, and then get a 15-yard run by Josh Jacobs. Luckily that he was down by contact, because that's always been the biggest issue with Jacobs is fumbling the football. We've seen a couple of, we could say, we've seen some running backs have done that. I know, we've seen Melvin Gordon is a perfect example of a guy that just would not stop fumbling the football. And I can see why the Broncos waived him and all that stuff. And just it's just, for me, I just understand why, receivers and runners don't use two hands to cover the football. If they go down, use two hands to, cover that shit tight to your body. Because that's, my biggest nitpick as a football fan. Like literally protect the football, because if you turn it over, a lot of times or not, that's going to cost you some game. Cost you, depending on the situation. If you fumble at the worst possible time, then you're fucking screwed. That's just the way that I see it. I mean, we saw it overall though, but it's just been crazy. But like I said, shout out to the 10 people that's in here though. At the same time, so it's a 13-3 game. Still, the Raiders still playing some decent football despite having 3 penalties as a team, 2 to 3 for the Rams. Just Baker Mayfield, and Baker, at times he's got to learn how to stop forcing throws that are not there. At times, if you have a good running, if Cam Akers just running the ball pretty well, just keep feeding the hot hand, and a lot of times I can help you win games. But to be honest, though, that's how bad the Rams has been. It's been tough. It's been tough. All righty. So now I've got Dave Ziegler now in attendance. So Dave Ziegler's now in attendance in SoFi Stadium. And
It's been a long stretch, and I thought it was interesting talking to Josh, his time in Denver in 09 and 10. I think the difference he feels this time is having Dave with him to try to build this
and hands up to Akers, who'll go up the middle pass to the 20, and at the 22-yard line goes Cam Akers. So both McDaniels and Dave Soda shown at John Carroll University. Both that Ziegler and McDaniels did play football at John Carroll University. Obviously, McDaniels in 1999. Then you also had Ziegler in 2000. So 2nd and 1 on a 9-yard run. Mayfield takes a step, but the hands it all to, looks like Kyren Williams. And we'll get the first down and more by Kyren Williams, the rookie running back for the LA Rams.
Positions to be able to go play action, work the edge, go after Chandler Jones. It's a lot different going against Crosby and Jones.
So Kyren Williams so far 2 rushes for 17 yards. I think it could have been a lot. Could use a lot more yardage. Yeah, it looks like Jacobs is still shaking up after that 15-yard run after he was down by contact and fumbled it, but. And with the play action by Mayfield, throws over the middle. That's incomplete. Now it's to Van Jefferson, the intended target. So that's going to be 2nd and 10. 9 minutes remaining here in the third.
Here we go. And then forget about it. Flamed out, got fired before the end of the next season. And then spent the following year as the Rams offensive coordinator when they were in St. Louis under Jeff Fisher.
Yep. Up back in New England, and I think like anybody, you go through phases in life, you grow, you develop, you mature, and it just feels like this.
Shout out to the 12th though. Shout out to everybody. 2nd and 10. So it looks like we're gonna we got Kyren Williams in the backfield, and looks like we're gonna get a timeout. And the Rams will take the first time out here in the second half. That leaves down with 2 with 9 minutes to play. So let's just now show the replay of what Oh, right on the wrist, and that's gonna hurt like a bitch.
Kaylee, what do you know?
Yeah, so Al, when they took Jacob's glove off, they taped his right pinky finger. Then
Oh,
they
and I'm sorry, that was right pink.
back off
Wow,
and
rip.
actually bloody taped his ring finger to
That's
that
gotta hurt.
finger
Shit,
on the
that's
side of the glove.
when you land on a finger, any other finger, hey, it's gonna hurt like a bitch. Because trust me, I've had that one happen once. Even just jammed it in a quick screen pass, and that's almost picked off by Max Crosby. Max Crosby knocks me down. 3rd and 10 now coming up for the Rams.
First name, MAX Exnes, who's 11 pounds, 9 ounces at birth.
So 8:56 now brings up a 3rd and 10. Still a 10-point lead for the Raiders here in the third. But shout out to everybody that's coming into the chat, though. Welcome, everybody. If you guys are new, make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. We are the road to 1,000 subscribers. Oh, damn. That's great. That's funny. So we got a 3rd and 10. And Baker to drop back to pass. Steps up to the pocket, and that's going to be a 3 and out by the Rams. And that is Max Crosby on the tackle. So that brings out a 4th. So it looks like we saw Josh Jacobs now going into the locker room. And that's going to force a 3 and out for the Rams with 8.5 to play here in the third quarter. And that's going to force Dixon to punt it off for the Rams.
Jacobs going back into the locker room. Dixon's 3rd punt of the night coming.
See what I'm saying? When you trip on the finger, oh damn, there should wait, really? No, that wow, I'm surprised he didn't even throw a flag for. So that should be automatic first down. That's gonna be. Wait, what? So what's it gonna take to get like if you bump it into? Let me see this. Hello, that's roughing the kicker if I ever saw one, but I guess I had no foul. Bullshit, that's roughing the kicker. But that's besides the point. But shout out to the 14 though. And yeah, I'm with you, Random, because to be honest though, yeah, the fact that you land on your finger, that shit fucking sucks. Because for me, I never broke a finger, but when you jam shit, when you jam, like the only time I ever jam my ring and my pinky finger, that shit fucking hurts. Because when because I even tell those people this too, when you get like a jammed finger, because for me, I don't really have a pain tolerance per se, but I do feel like it does feel like you're broken it for just the way that how it feels. And to be quite honest, it sucks. Injuries happen. I've always like even in high school though. I mean, 6 years later, being out of high school, sometimes it's just been, yeah, hasn't really been the best. I would say. To be quite frankly though. Alrighty. But shout out to the 13 that's in the chat though. Alrighty. All right. All right. Trust me. Well, I can't say if you have whiplash, then yeah, when your head kind of snaps back and hits the turf, but so Josh Jacobs has gone back to the Raiders locker room. So 1376 rushing yards, which leads the NFL. 87% of Raiders rushing yards would be the highest since 06, since Edgerrin James has done it at 87% in Arizona. Also played 74% of the snaps, second behind Saquon Barkley, who has 82%, or played 82% of the snaps. so far this season. So we got 808. So we got Samir White in the backfield. Carr with the pitch it back to White, who will find an open room to run past the 25-yard line. So to the 26, 27 is where they're going to mark him down. So 7:53 left to go here in the third. It's still a 10-point game. Well, you're going to have to wait and see because, it's hard. I mean, I wish they can actually find a way to test CTE on people that are alive. But unfortunately, that's going to be a hard thing to do unless or pretty much, what's I'm looking for? But, and Samir White's going to lose about 2 yards on the play on that carry by Samir White. So 7:20 left to go here in the third. It's a 13-3 game live on Thursday Night Football. If you don't have Amazon Prime or Prime Video, you could also you also subscribe to the NFL Plus, which is also great for those who don't want to pay for the for NFL Amazon Prime. So little tip for you. So 3rd and 2, we got Samir White in the backfield. 6:52 remaining at the 25. Carr takes a snap to Adams. That's going to be overthrown just out of the reach of Devontae Adams. That's going to make a 4th and 2. So Jalen Ramsey was actually decent. No, the only way you can test it is until you're dead. That's basically the only way you can test it. That's the only possible way to get tested. Because that's the one thing I really hope one day we can actually make strides to. So, not just me. So now we're going to get Cole to kick off get the punt off. And that's going to be a good punt to past the 30. And we get a flag thrown, and we're going to see, let's say on the 5-yard, I think, return, but let's see where that flag's been thrown. At 6:33 is when they stop the clock. So let's see. And good news for Raiders fans, Josh Jacobs is back on the sideline. So let's see. So holding on the Rams. So Rochelle gets flagged for holding. That is number 4 for the Rams. And that's going to take us to commercial break with over 6.5 to go. But so far, though, just been apparently so. If the Rams lose right now, they're 3-9 because you don't have their Stafford's done for the year. Wolford's done with a neck issue. You don't have Aaron Donald. I mean, see, this is why I told, and me and Tara actually talked about this too. The one team we've made comparisons to because since they got sacrificed everything in that championship was the Philadelphia Eagles. So the Eagles has sacrificed everything to get a championship. That's what the Eagles did in 2017. You'll get a guy like Alshon Jeffrey, Torrey Smith, Jay Ajayi, just some of the moves that Howie has made. But unfortunately, that came with some consequences. After the 2017 season was being in cap hell. And, we had guys that were kind of getting up there in age. Like I said, it was hard to really shed some cap, but it took some work on the last 2 to 3 years, give or take. And that's kind of what the Rams are going through. They're going through one of the worst Super Bowl hangovers. Well, not the first round picks, but in terms of try to bring in talent to help win a Super Bowl. That's kind of where I was going with that. But the first round pick, I mean, yeah, even trading for Goff, not Goff. What the hell am I saying? Stafford. Jesus Christ, my brain's kind of been fried. Yeah, I mean, the Lions own the first round pick from the Rams. I just don't, like I said. I mean, the Rams both offensively, defensively, just ain't great. And there's also been rumors that McVay might retire. That's going to put a lot of damper on things for the Rams. Because if that turns out to be true, now my thing is too, they're going to have to find a replacement for McVay. And it's going to be let's be tough, I would say. Oh, boy.
Movie buffs, The Godfather, and 1 and 2 were really great. 3 was whatever. Yours the Revenge.
Yeah, kind of talking about the sad sequels.
Staying Alive.
What about Caddyshack 2? Really?
Right, that was a
Absolutely. We just had to build through the draft, get some good free agents, and that's all you got to do. Just be in the long run. Absolutely. And that's kind of what. And so right now, so right now 6-game losing streak for the Rams, which is the longest by the franchise. So a handoff to Akers will go up the middle for about 6 yards on the carry, or about 5 yards, give or take. Under 6.5 to play, about 6:20 to go.
Is helping him on short notice, but a good job of recognizing what he needed.
And a nice 5-yard run by Cam Akers. So it'll be 2nd and 5. It's going to drop down to 6 minutes to play. 2nd and 5. And Mayfield with the play action rolls out to his left. And caught by Skarnowski. And that's going to be a first down by the Rams. And that's going to keep the clock running at under 6. That's 5:45 to go here in the third.
They were going to the combine. He wound up on the same flight with Mayfield, who would eventually be the #1 draft choice that year.
So 5:35, 13-3. Shout out to the 10 people in here. Salute to everybody that's coming in. So Mayfield's 5 for 13 for 77 yards. So far, it hasn't really been too bad, but there's some throws that some of the receivers could have had.
People have strong feelings towards him. Sean McVay's a fan, and it goes back to that meeting, like you said.
And with a play action, with a deep ball. And there is going to be a penalty marker on the play. That might be a pass. That's going to be a pass interference. It could be on the Raiders.
And the flag is thrown. They're going to plead the case here that it was uncatchable. No, sir, says the official.
And that is penalty number 4 from the Raiders. And that was Trayvon Moehrig gets flagged for pass interference. So let's see.
Intentionally ran into him to draw that foul. And right away came up, knew exactly what he was doing. No chance to get to
Oh, good Lord. God, what Christmas songs are out there?
looking at the football.
Well, that's a good question. That's a very good question. I had no idea.
Move if indeed he did that.
Maybe Silent Night, maybe?
41-yard penalty. And the ball's at the 30-yard line. Running back is the rookie, Kyron Williams.
So we got Kyron Williams in the backfield. Mayfield will take the snap.
Fake toss to him, little razzle-dazzle
So-
here. Atwell
And Atwell at least will get about a yard, but that ain't going to do much.
You know, the thing
I'm just being brutally honest. The Rams have been very silent offensively.
he showed the experience. When you come
That's just describing the Rams. But technically, I mean, the Raiders have been kind of struggling to get some points here in the second half. So which just kind of makes sense on both sides.
and he just runs right, he doesn't give his back a
That's just the way. That's the way that I would describe it.
chance to
It's
make
just
the
been
Broncos have to set
a good game, but just been very silent.
down the side.
It is what it is. So 4.5 to go. It's a 2nd and 10. So we'll get Kyron Williams in the backfield again. And he gets the play action by Baker Mayfield, who rolls out to his left, and he's going to be step out of bounds, and that's going to be no gain by Baker Mayfield. So that brings up a 3rd down. Look at 3rd and 10, 4:15 to go here in the third.
Position, all 3 drives inside the
My goodness.
started at 13. They started at their own 18. And on this drive, at their own 17 after that penalty. So that pass interference call flips the field and at least gives the Rams hope now in positive territory.
Matthews Stafford along the sideline.
Hmm.
Big 3rd and 10 now.
So yeah, 3rd and 10, 3:47 to go.
Better have a plan for Crosby on your right.
And we'll say blitz coming, and that's going to be complete.
Makes the grab. That's the first down.
And that's going to be a first down. And we get a penalty marker at 3:37.
Barrett takes him down there.
So, and that was to Atwell who gets the first down. Let's see where this penalty marker is going to go.
The Rams. That is.
And that is penalty number 5 for the Rams.
You put a big man out there in space against a defensive
Not looking great. Not looking great by the Rams. That's committed the 5th penalty tonight.
Forces the big tackle to just kind of grab on just long enough to get the attention of the official. He was by it, by the way. That was after he'd already made the move.
So 3.5 to go. Now here in the third. Still a 10-point game. Still a 10-point game. So now it moves it to a 3rd and 16. See what the Raiders are going to have in store for the Rams offense. So looks like we had a 3-man rush. Mayfield up the middle, and that's going to be a 3 and out to Hopkins, and that's going to be a good stop by so Denzel Perryman on the tackle. And here comes Matt Gay to at least put some points up on the board. And we get a flag on the play.
Back and forth. There was a swing there by Coleman Shelton. You need a field goal here to get it within a possession. This is a dead ball penalty against the Rams. Pushed him back. It's going to take him out of field goal range.
And that is, my goodness.
You have a holding call out in open field, and then potentially a dead ball foul.
And that's a 15-yard penalty on the Rams. That is their 6th penalty of the night, and that was Shelton, who gets flagged for unnecessary roughness.
And then now we've got a potential issue. And anytime you get your hands up into the face of another player on the other side, and you move your kind of swing it.
My goodness.
Catches the attention of the official. So they had a gimme field goal, and now is it going to have to try it from 60?
Oh boy. So it's a 4th and 23 for Matt Gay to attempt it from 61 yards out. And the kick. It's going to be wide to the left, and there's going to be no good. And that stops the clock at 2:42 here in the third quarter. So just the Rams are constantly shooting themselves in the foot with so far 6 combined total penalties as a team.
It's going through this storm. This entire year has been a storm. A lot of adversity. You're sitting there looking at a 3-9 off of a Super Bowl season, all the injuries, and then you make a mental mistake right there. And Coleman Shelton knows that he cost himself and his team 3 points and a chance to get it within a possession. Now look at the field position.
So now you got a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line for the Raiders. And it looks like we get an audible called by Derek Carr. And Jacobs will get about 3 yards on the carry. I'll try to be on some trick plays. So 2nd down, under 2.5 to play. 2:25 to be exact.
Since then, a lot of injuries. Man, they've made some adjustments. It's like a boxing match where they're just kind of hanging on, keeping their offense and this team within striking distance.
So 2nd and 9, 2:05 to go. So we got Jacobs in the backfield. And Carr takes a snap, will drop back, dumps it all to a little screen to Jacobs. And we'll get and just and that's gonna be a 1st down, but however, that's so that right hand still ain't gonna. So 3rd and 2, 1.5 to go. It's a 10-point game here in the third. So 3rd and 2. Carr takes the snap, hands it to Jacobs again. We'll get the 1st down past the 40-yard line. So to the 37 we go. My goodness.
And he put a stiff arm on the previous play. It just came up. You can tell how sensitive that hand is. And he's a tough runner that runs between the tackles. I mean, it's going to be a long.
So 1st and 10. So it'll look like with 40 seconds to go here at the 37. So we had Adams. And now Carr will take the snap. Rolls out to his right. Pressure coming. He's got to throw it, and that's going to be incomplete. Going to stop the clock at 25 seconds. Now it's going to bring up a 2nd and 10.
This gives you an idea how much pain he's dealing with. That looks like a routine stiff arm. And then look right away. Look at his face. I mean, you can tell the kind of pain he's dealing with.
Also the grimace. When he put that stiff arm out on him. 2nd down and 10 right now. From the 37-yard line.
So the 37-yard line. Hands up to Jacobs again. We'll get the first. We'll be short of the 1st down, and that's going to end it here. And that's going to take the clock down to the end of the 4th quarter, to the end of the 3rd, I should say. My apologies. And that's going to bring it to the 4th quarter.
So that was a scoreless 3rd period.
So that's my goodness. So no points for the rate. So for both teams, that is scores in the 3rd, still holding 13-3. Here going into the 4th, so we're down to the final 15 minutes here in the game. But man, the Raiders, like I said, just doing their taking care of business against the Rams. But the Rams, man, just my goodness. Like, I don't even know what to say about the Rams. And I can imagine Rams fans are probably being frustrated as hell, just seeing the kind of the product they're putting on the field each and every week. The fact they're going to be could potentially lose 7. The fact that they're on the verge of losing 7 straight, that is fucking unbelievable. To be quite honest, I've never. Jeez, I mean, you talk about a team. If your team is so bad, the fact that you have to lose 7 straight, you got issues. That's just my thing. But yes, it's just been yikes. It's a huge yikes for the Rams fan base and just the Rams team in general. But man, and this is where I was saying this too, and I actually kind of talked about this too. The fact that the Rams moved from St. Louis to Los Angeles, kind of one of the stupidest ideas that the Rams have done. Because let's be real, because the Rams never had. Well, at one point they did have some roots in Los Angeles. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was going to go with, because the Rams never have deep roots in Los Angeles. The only team that does is the Raiders, because the Raiders have been to Los Angeles since the 80s. Now, granted, they were playing Las Vegas, but a team that has deep roots in Los Angeles is the Raiders. That's what I'm saying. Like, you should never have left St. And this also puts on the Chargers. The Chargers should have never left San Diego. But knowing that the fact that, some owners are still greedy, want to go to a bigger market, let's be real. San Diego is not that bad to play. And the fact that you left San Diego and the fact that you pissed off the most entire Chargers fan base, and St. Louis wasn't bad. Like, what the hell? Like, what was wrong with St. Louis? Now, granted, I mean, no, I don't know if St. Louis is a small market, but the Rams were not that bad in St. Louis. Like, for the love of God. Well, and that's the thing too. This is what drives me nuts. The fact that, okay, so you got a team called the Dallas Cowboys, right? But they play in Arlington. Like, that still bugs me. That's still mind screw. That screws with my mind. Like, if you play in Arlington, should you be called the Arlington Cowboys? I would say, but I don't know. Like I said, I never lived in Dallas. I can't say for sure, but yeah, that's true. I mean, you only had 2 great head coaches, and I think Bill Parcells was pretty decent in the early 2000s, from what I remember. But Tom Landry and Jimmy Johnson were your best coaches you had in the Dallas franchise history, and I can put that on record, right? And that ain't gonna go nowhere. Ain't that the fucking truth? And this is why a lot of times, and this is why people say the West Coast teams have a lot of fair weather fans. like people like us, we're really well traveled. No matter, no, even like not just that too. I know some Eagles fans that live out in Texas. They have to constantly deal with that shit. So we got a 4th and 1. And so it looks like what are we going with? QB sneak here. And get the QB sneak, and they will get the first down. And that's what this is too, which I will be doing the XFL this year, or obviously next in the spring. This is why I think the St. Louis Battlehawks and this is why I think a lot of times St. Louis is going to get the St. Louis Battlehawks come to the XFL season, which it's going to be fun. It's going to be great for the 2023 XFL and USFL season too, just for mostly for the Philadelphia Stars. Because man, that's been kind of fun. You know, doing those games has been kind of fun. So we got a 1st and 10 at the 25. Carr will hand it off to Jacobs. And that's going to be about 3 yards on the carry by Josh Jacobs. Still doing, I guess you could say, a stinger in his hand.
For 90 yards, long was 50 and shaking that hand again.
He's showing the durability. It's the 4th straight game. Think about other offense.
So 2nd down, 13:20 to go. So Carr right now 10 for 17, 133 yards and a pick. Jacobs 24 rushes for 90 yards and a touchdown. And 2nd and 7. Carr takes the snap, will drop back to pass. And dumps it over the middle. That's be incomplete. So looks like Devontae Adams was the intended target from Derek Carr. So that's going to be 3rd and 7. At this point, just keep running the football. Like, because Josh...
That he was trying to find that glance route, trying to throw the football to his favorite target, Adams, and he just kind of gets into that throwing lane. Watch him work to his left, and it forces the quarterback Carr to have to come off of it.
There's your right tackle, Jermaine Illuminor.
So Illuminor is down on the ground for the Raiders. It's with the clock stopped at 13:03. That's what I'm saying. Like these fucking bandwagoners is fucking funny. Like, take it from me. Been a long time Philly sports. I think at best, I think your team's at best is a wild card. Well, it depends on how they're going to do it this season, especially now with the new scheduling. Which is going to be, it's going to be actually not going to. That's what I'm saying. But when Dallas plays in Arlington, though, that still screws with me. Now the Giants, yeah, I call them the New Jersey Giants because they don't belong in New York. Because New York, the only team. Man, true. Actually, let me check. I gotta check to see what the Philly schedule is looking like for 2023 because, man, that's gonna be fun. That is gonna be a lot of fun to call some of the Phillies games this year. But yeah. All righty. Well, like I said, I'm checking the schedule right now for the Phils. God, do I really want? I mean, we saw that David Robertson's going to the Mets. But man, just seeing Trey Turner and Phil and that's always been my biggest. Well, that's kind of always been my thought process. Like, obviously, the Eagles played in Philadelphia. I'm saying with the Sixers and stuff like that. But if you had like the Dallas Cowboys, you should at least play in Dallas. Now, granted, if Dallas is you can't fit a stadium in Dallas, which kind of does make sense why they're in Arlington, even though it's part of that Dallas-Fort Worth area. But that still screws with me. Now, the Giants and Jets, yeah, the Mets, further to the Mets, that was a very interesting move to say. And then, obviously, Nibble is saying with the Mets. And then, obviously, with David Robertson. So now we got Thayer Munford coming in on the offense part of the O-line. So 3rd and 7. So 3rd and 7, 13:03. Carr takes the snap, drops back to pass. And that is good protection. And it's going to be short of the first down. That's going to be a 3 and out. And that's going to be a 4th down. And just that's going to force a punt. So third. So now it's that's always been my biggest thought process. But shout out to the 8 that said in the chat. So it looks like we've got Carlson for the field goal from 36 yards out. So a 10-play drive for the Raiders. And the kick. Up through the uprights. It is good. 16-3 lead the Las Vegas Raiders. Yo, what up, Jeff? I mean, shit. I do, unfortunately. Yep. You know, see, that's always the biggest good point. But, I mean, unfortunately, they had to play in East Rutherford. So, I mean, because New York is the state of New York State's very crowded. With a lot of those, very crowded. So, I can see why. But that, like I said, that's always been my biggest thought process, but I can see why. So, let's see. When this actually is opening day. So MLB opening day is March 30th. Yeah, Arku, we open up against you at I'll be at work from 3 to 11. And Arku, we do open up the 2023 season against you. Oh, for the love of Christ. Oh, why do we? Because I mean, we were 0. So it's a 3-game series. Fuck. Oh, great. We got to play the. Oh man, it's lovely. We got to play a 6-game road trip. Then we got to come home for 1, 2, 3, so 6. Good Lord, do we not even have a day off? We have a day off on Monday, the 24th, but we have a day off on Friday. God damn. Well, I can see Landover, the Washington play in Landover because I've been to Washington D.C. and I had gotten very close to Landover, so that does make sense. But the Chargers in Carson, though, that's interesting. So we got a 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line for the Rams. And we got Akers in the back. Oh, sorry, and dumps it off. And that's going to be complete to Tyler Higbee. Be short of the first down. 2nd down coming up for the Rams. So we got 2nd and 5, 12 minutes even. So with the Raiders still having all their timeouts compared to the Rams, who have 2 so far here in the 4th. So 2nd and 5, 11:50 to go. Mayfield hands it off to Williams, who's going to get about 3 yards on the carry at least. So 3rd and 3.
Looks like a 77, and they made that overnight. 3rd and 3.
So 3rd and 3. You get to and Mayfield. And that's going to be overthrown. That's going to be incomplete. And we get a penalty marker on the play. I mean, can't be worse. So that's going to be a 4th down. I don't think quarterback could be one of the problems. I just think it's just health is what's the issue. And not to mention they don't have any money. That's actually, now that I think about it, let me just take a look at I need to take a look at the Rams. We'll see what the cap space is looking like. Let's just take a look at what over the. So according to the over, so according to, whew, not to mention too, they have a lot of guys. I'm getting another flag on the play. Good Lord. Not to mention too, and then with the, I think it's just money. Hey, that's true. Not to mention too, they still got to pay. They got Robert Woods on dead money. Same with Whitworth, Johnny Hecker, Daryl Henderson, Burgess, Hollins, OBJ, Kendall Blanton, Malcolm Brown, Jake Frunk, Jeremiah Colon, Jacob Harris, Chandler Brewer, Ernest Brown IV, Taricus McKinley, Ronnie Rivers, Warren Jackson, AJ Akuri, Austin Trammell, who's actually playing tonight. So that penalty is declined. That is going to be holding on the Raiders. So that'll be automatic first down by the Rams, or by the Rams, obviously drawing the offside on the Raiders. So that's going to be a fresh set of downs for the Rams. So right now they have in dead money over 21, almost 20.36 mil in dead money. So we got a 1st and 10:53 remaining here in the fourth. Mayfield with the play action. Those up the middle, that's complete to Van Jefferson, and he got hit hard, and that's going to be a first down for the Rams, and we get another flag on the play. That is penalty number 7 on the Rams. They lost to Tampa Bay. Yeah, absolutely. Well, most of the Raiders' losses were 1 score or less. And Chandler Jones. So number 68 decides to hold against Chandler Jones, and that just didn't turn out well. So we got a 1st and 20, 10:34 to go. So, I mean, yeah, why would you be happy, man? The 1st and 20, Mayfield with the play action. Dumps it off to Kyron Williams. To be honest, it is possible. The way that the Raiders have been playing at the last 3 weeks, the fact that they're on a 3-game winning streak is shocking. Despite the fact that, the Raiders should have been a lot better than what the record says they are. I'm just leaving it out there, to be quite honest. But the fact that they're like 10th on the outside, that is complete for a first down by Trammell. So now,
And he's going to face a blitz. I mean, look at this. These guys are walked up, and he's in a hurry up in a new offense, and he really doesn't quite know, and he throws a seed for a first down. It's almost like Baker is better off not thinking and just put the football in his hands, let him know an idea of the direction of these routes.
So Mayfield 10 for 19, 119 yards. So that was Skowronek. He made the catch for 3 catches for 44 yards. Mayfield will take the snap with a play action. Throws, and that is incomplete. And that was to, looks like, Van Jefferson. And that was good defense by the Raiders.
The way Chandler Jones is trending these last few weeks. I mentioned how I think Tillery and the inside's helping because it's creating one-on-one opportunities for him and Crosby. That's why the Tillery pickup was so big. But with the length that he has, the experience, almost reinventing himself, where he had
So 2nd and 10, 9-10 remaining. It's a 13-point game. At the 48, Mayfield will take the quick throw, and that's going to be complete. So Skowronek is going to go down, and that's going to be a 3rd down coming up. Under 9 minutes to play.
We thought Atwell and Powell would be the guys with Cooper Kupp down.
Make the grab here.
Yeah, does a good job.
They say,
They got Devontae Adams. So let's see. We got a penalty marker on our numbers. We got a challenge. We need a challenge flag by McDaniel. So let's see what are they going to challenge here. Okay, so they were challenging to see it was incomplete pass. Yeah, the Rams have no receivers. Like I say, Cooper Kupp. I think he's so hurt. I don't know exactly how long he's going to be out. I mean, like I said, you got Skoranek. I mean, some of these other guys that you never. I don't know. But I'm definitely at some point going to get me another Phillies jersey. I'm probably going to get me a Trey Turner jersey, maybe, to go along with my Harper and my Ruiz and my Howard jersey. So, man. Yeah, righty. I mean, yeah, if it's glitchy, that's why I use Tofu Sports most of the time for out of market games. Or go to Twitch. For me, I'm a Clemson guy. Clemson I bleed orange and white for as long as I can remember. But yeah. Yeah, at times, yeah. I mean, well, the Amazon Prime Video can be glitchy at times. But yeah, for those who are asking, I am a Clemson guy through and through. Unfortunately, I had to deal with like the two losses, and I put this on record many times regarding to the Clemson Tigers, who, let's be real, thank God that DJ Uiagalelei is actually going to the transfer portal, because dude, that dude is fucking horrible as a starting quarterback. You know, you would have thought after 2 years in college, you would have thought it would take a step forward, but unfortunately not. Honestly, I'm in Jersey. Because for me, I say Penn State's always been overrated. Because James Franklin ain't shit as a head coach. Because that's just me. Because I made a video about over a year ago. Notre Dame, that loss to Notre Dame this past season has been, oh my God, that's going to rub me. That's still going to annoy me going into next year. First of all, we should have kicked the crap out of Notre Dame, but no, we had to shit the bed 35-14. And that really fucked our playoff chances. You morons. And look, and I like Dabo. I think Daniel's a really good coach, but DJ, man, just play. Yeah, that's great. But, I mean, yeah, but the man's got to get Luka some goddamn help. So now they actually overturned the call. I say no. That's nope. It's still going to be. That's going to be 3rd and 4, and that makes them charge. All right, the Raiders lose a timeout. And we get a penalty marker on the play at 8:41. Let's see who's. Oh yeah, but I mean the only time I like Notre Dame because of Rudy. That's pretty much about it. So that's going to be declined. That's going to be automatic first down. Yeah, Crosby, man, went way too early. Because Rudy, man, is probably one of the most underrated football. Well, one of many underrated football movies of all time. So we got a 1st and 10. So we now have a fresh set announced for the Rams in Raiders territory. And with a handoff to Akers, Akers finds an open seam, and will we get stopped before the 30-yard line? That's the one I have never seen. I've never heard of that one.
Is find play or angles where they can help their offensive line and run the football and mix in the play action. They do not want to be back in that pocket the way they have most of the night against Crosby and Jones.
Second and a long two just inside the 30-yard line. Gets it away, caught. It's going to be a first down.
And complete by Tyler Higbee.
Tyler Higbee.
So first down.
Drive now 9 plays, 51 yards, 7 of those have been passes.
Again, really impressive job here. You run the football. It sets up that boot action that Baker Mayfield is really comfortable in doing. He's not just a guy throwing from the pocket. He likes to get out on the edge. But how about that throw that time to Higbee? Had to work that around Chandler Jones to make that throw.
Mayfield left 12 and a 22.
So we had a first and 10, under 7.5. At the 19, Jefferson, and with a hand play action, dumps it all to Higbee. Higbee, nice tackle by, looks like by Masterson.
Face mask called on Masterson. The officials, no, sir.
So that's going to bring up a second down coming up for the Rams.
Jalen Brown is a guy that plays the ball in coverage really well, and Masterson has had to step up, the rookie out of Wake Forest. That's what the fans were yelling about. He doesn't grab onto the face mask. His hands are there. Terry giving us the wave off. Good no call.
Okay. So second and 10.
Down at 10.
Baker escapes to the outside, throws it as complete. I'm sorry, that's incomplete.
Skorotic, the intended receiver.
Skorotic cannot make the catch.
It's a position that Baker and this offense has been in, unfortunately, quite a bit,
Interesting.
especially
I might have to check it out later at some point.
the ball's either going to have to come out fast or you're going to have to move the pocket, because here's Crosby and Jones are going to tee off on those offensive tackles. What are you saying? Whose house is it?
Well, right at the moment, it's the Raiders' house. And not even an Airbnb this time. Third down and 10.
And Mayfield to throw, and that's
To the outside, reaching it.
going to be complete to Van Jefferson.
2-2 Atwell.
I'm sorry, that's out Tutu Atwell with a nice catch.
Completion of spot the ball.
Interesting.
I think that right tackle, Havenstein, gets away with one. You knew it was coming. You better get the ball out fast. Watch how he grabs onto him around the neck. Somehow Baker Mayfield still gets his ball off. And Havenstein, who's had a rough night in these third and long situations, does not get the call. And a heck of a route and combination there with Baker Mayfield and Tutu Atwell.
And Mayfield, and that's complete to Atwell again. And what a tackle
Takes the ball down inside the 8
by number 39.
by Hobbs.
So that was Nate Hodge on the tackle.
Regulation.
Giving themselves a chance here. And Atwell has become the
We got 5:40 to go.
coming home recently.
So Mayfield 15 for 26, 146 yards. And Atwell 4 catches for 42 yards.
Well, he's again 5'6", 165 pounds out there making plays.
So we got a second to 7. Looks like we got Cam Akers in the backfield. My goodness.
Him last year. Ball handed
And Akers,
5-yard line.
well, he's going to get at least about a couple of yards, but that's all he's going to get. So we got a 5-10. So this is the first time the Rams have been down in the red zone so far today.
Raiders making this offense have to earn it, right? Making them
To
try.
third and 4.
Not giving up the big play.
You're pretty much compelled, I think, on fourth down here. Get a third and down, one possession game.
It's 4 down territory.
Just in the 2 possessions. Probably have 2 shots in here. Third down and 4.
And Mayfield takes the snap, draws back to pass.
Mayfield stepping up, stepping away, throws, caught.
And that's going to be it complete, but that's going to be fourth down
First down.
for
So can the Rams basically stay alive here? It's going to be 4th and 1.
so 4th and 1 coming up. If they're going for it on a QB sneak, make sure you stack the box. Stack the box.
This red area that is so tough to do with Crosby, who's relentless, chasing him down. He's hanging on to him, and he gets the ball off. Are you kidding me?
4th and 1.
So 4th and 1, 4 minutes to play here in the fourth. So we get a timeout by the Rams, and that's their second. Now, down to 1 here in the fourth quarter. Appreciate everybody who stuck around with me for some Thursday night football. I'll say this too. This was a pretty decent Thursday night football in terms of what we had so far this season. Better than the Broncos and the Colts game, and definitely, and just better than some of the other primetime games.
Just to put it in perspective, you and I had a speaking engagement on Tuesday night. So normally I come in on Wednesdays for our games. You live here in town. I had to fly in. I got here before Baker Mayfield got here. And he's out there learning an offense in 2 days. And he's dealing with Crosby, and John Wolford has sure tried to help him as much as he could these last couple of days.
He kept his helmet on. And poor Wolford started the game, played 1 series, and dying to get back in. Meanwhile, 4th and 1. And Mayfield keep it alive. It's caught. And forward progress.
Man, did he get forward progress? It is a first down by the Rams, so 1st and goal. So inside the 1 yard line.
Tackled there by Merrick, but has enough. Here's the line in the shot. The other line.
Let's see.
grabs it, forward progress. Philly has it.
Yep, they say 1st and goal at the 1. And so Akers, did he get it? Yes, he does. That is touchdown. And the Rams get their first touchdown of the game. 17 play drives for 75 yards. 9:01 time of possession for the Rams.
Jones and make that throw. Heck of an effort by Cam Akers, by the way, to secure the catch and get just enough. Yeah, the ball does get across for the first down. They go hurry up, and they get 6 finally on the board.
Here's your TD. Just does get it to the goal line and in.
Well, how did that ball must have somehow gotten across? They must be taking a peek at that.
They are. Sorry plays are reviewed. Stafford going over things with Mayfield. It's like the moment to say it's crazy. It really is.
So now it's a 16. Dude, that would be fucking funny if somehow the Raiders choked this away. That would be funny as hell. Don't get me wrong. Because in the pickups this week, I took the Raiders to beat the Rams, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think he might have no. I think he might. Ooh, I think he might be short.
They did. So now they're trying to make it a 6-point lead. Matt Gay.
And well, no, never mind. And the kick is good. Now it's a 1-score game. Oh boy. And it's 16-10. Oh boy. Damn, that is going to be crazy. Right now, it's a close game, 16-10. Actually, let me bring this down a little bit. Yeah, pretty much. That's all you got to do. You just got to have to get that one stop. Whew. Alrighty. Oh boy. Man, true. So yeah, Arku, we opened up on a 3 games road trip against you, and true. The thing is, too, what I would say is you better make sure you got to keep DeGrom healthy. But yeah, shout out to the 8 that's in the chat, though. Yeah, Arku. So I did look at the schedule. We open up a 3 game road trip against you in Arlington. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, so DeGrom, for me, just keep this man healthy at all costs. The dude's fucking disgusting when he's healthy. Because, like I said, if he has a really good season with the Texas Rangers, I think that's worth every single penny. But the thing is, too, he's got to have a good year. And he's got to get healthy. He's got to stay healthy.
Meanwhile, you got the Rams expecting an onside, or the Raiders expecting an onside kick here.
So we're gonna get
Guarding against it, but they will send it through the.
So the Raiders will take over at the 25-yard line.
Now it's time for our 4K Sky Cam presented by Avatar, the Way of Water. I heard for that one myself. Let's look at Max Crosby. Boy, what a game.
So man, Max Crosby even having a pretty good game so far. No, I wouldn't be surprised. And it's the same with my Phils. Well, we don't know exactly what's going to go on in free agency.
Just doing everything he can to be the cornerstone, along with Chandler Jones on the other side of this defense.
So we got a 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. 3:19 to go here in the fourth. It's a 6-point game. Carr will hand it off to Jacobs. It's going to get about a yard on the carry. So Jacobs carried 25 times, 91 yards, and a touchdown.
Think about the offense that they're going up against. I mean, these last 3 or 4 weeks, they've been putting up big numbers. They're a top 10 offense. And
That's what I was thinking. Like the Raiders were guarding for the onside kick. However, the Rams used their last and final timeout. That is true. I don't get it. I really don't.
kept them in this game to give them this chance here late.
Luminor is back in the game. Last game played in the league was 3 nights ago, Monday Night Football, where Tom Brady was down 16-3 with about 3 and change to go, and won the game with 3 seconds to go. Rams will see if they can duplicate that. First, they got to get the ball back, though.
Second and 9. So we'll be back into an I formation. And Carr now hence. And that's going to be about a yard shy of the first down. So that'll be an 8-yard gain. So 3rd and 1 for the Raiders. I mean, right now, just try to run the clock out and just try to get some cushion. Because, good Lord, you're already upset. I mean, you're up.
It's old school ISO block. I mean, when was the last time you heard anybody talk about an ISO block? Watch the fullback taking on that linebacker Jones. That's an offense from the 80s. But it's a mentality, and it's an outlier, and it's tough for NFL defenses.
Meanwhile,
And at the short of the line, so Jacobs will be about a yard shy of the first down marker.
McDaniels could only shake his head, and the Rams had to have a stop.
So we're at 2:20 remaining here in the fourth.
Tick all the way down out of the 2-minute warning. The Rams don't have a timeout.
Morris and his defense again.
So they're going to let this run to the 2-minute warning.
As a fullback and just sneak it in there, but great penetration by Bobby Wagner and company to get into the backfield.
So here's your 2-minute warning.
And we're at the 2-minute warning, ladies and gentlemen. The final 2 minutes. Can the Raiders hang on, or can the Rams play spoiler for the Raiders to end that 3-game winning streak? So we'll see.
Jacobs usually lined up as a
Yeah, good idea.
Adams back there, but Wagner and his partner Ernest Jones not fooled at all with those offensive linemen occupied by D linemen, they're able to penetrate and push him back. They've been good on
So we got a
those
4th and 1.
very good shorts tonight. No question.
So the next Thursday night game, you got the 49ers and the Seahawks, which I think that should be a very good game.
Against Seattle, big game in the NFC West. Meanwhile, the punting crew comes up.
And the Rams are. So now here comes the punting.
Thursday night. AJ Cole comes in for his third punt.
And that's the third punt for the Raiders. Eesh. Not great.
Brandon Powell setting up for a return at his 17.
And the punt.
Gets it away, angles it to the far side.
And that's going to be a. Wow. At the
Look at that.
2-yard line.
That down inside the 5-yard line. It bounced around the 20 or so. Looked like
So now you got a minute 45.
60.
Even though the Rams are going to get the ball back, but Raiders have 2 timeouts to work with. Oh, I know he will. That is true. And the Raider Nation will not hear the end of it.
Who could have thought this tonight? Baker Mayfield shows up on Tuesday night in Los Angeles to learn a new offense, gets into the game, ends up staying in the game, and now he's 98 yards with a minute 45 and no timeouts.
So we got a minute 45, 1st and 10 at the 2 with.
Maybe send in the script. Let's see what happens. They took another 5
And Mayfield will take the snap, will drop back, throws, and completes it. And that's gonna be complete to Tutu Atwell. So that's incomplete. So 2nd and 10, 1:41 to go.
Left foot down, just giving him some positive yards and a little bit more room to work with. Keep in mind, just in town a couple days and he's trying to learn a new offense and timing and rhythm with new receivers, and now you're in a 2-minute offense situation where things move really fast.
And Mayfield to throw. And that's going to be complete to Tutu Atwell. That's going to stop the clock at 1:37.
Now past the 10-yard line to the 11, stopping the clock with a minute and 37.
And he goes right back to it. This time he puts a little bit more on this ball. So you can look at the accuracy on that throw.
So 1st and 10 at the 11.
A 3rd and 1. Look out, Mayfield hit his
Mayfield, that is picked off, and we get a penalty flag on the play.
It's Harmon who intercepts. Meanwhile,
So let's see.
they're saying it's against the Raiders, and here comes the call from Brad Rogers.
Good route by Van Jefferson.
Pass interference, defense number 21.
So that's the 5th penalty for the Raiders on a pass interference on the PI call.
The route by 12. Jefferson draws this. See him in a slot, grabbing on already. Then once he makes that move to the outside, he pulls on his arm. So a great call.
That's a good call.
Interception. And there's the pass rush, by the way, that he's got to continue to deal with. They blitzed Denzel Perryman, not to mention Jones and Crosby off the edge.
So that's 6
90 seconds.
6 penalties to the Rams 7.
78 yards.
And Mayfield down he goes. Max Crosby, good lord.
They both got in there. Crosby got in there, and Jones on a stunt.
Flag down at the 16.
And we get a penalty marker on the play.
That was a 9-yard sack. Pending.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 90 of the defense, knocking the ball out of the quarterback's hand. That's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
So Tillery gets flagged for a unsportsmanlike 15-yard. That's costly.
Crosby and Havenstein able to play, keeps it with that length, keeps him off of him. Jones meets him, and then this is well after the play right there. Tillery knocks the ball out of the hands. Remember, they're out of timeout.
Bro, what are you doing? That's so stupid.
Up to the 28-yard line. To give them more light.
And deep inside, that is complete by Skoranek.
Skoranek with a great catch, a contested catch, all the way to the 40-yard line.
How about the throw? Couldn't be any better coverage, and somehow he gets that into Skoranek to give him a chance, and Skoranek fights it for that football.
Under a minute.
Under a minute, Mayfield to throw. Up the middle goes number 41.
To the 31-yard line.
Maybe short of the first down.
Get to the line of scrimmage.
So 45 seconds.
Now he's got this 2 minute, make sure everybody's on the same page.
Second and one.
So we got a 2nd and 1.
35, 34, 33. Mayfield throws.
And that's complete.
Here's Skoranek.
And Skoranek will get down. It'll be 25 seconds.
Get him set, get him lined up. Don't have a false start, don't have an illegal formation. He gets it down with 15
And that's going to be 15 seconds remaining on the clock.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, just to watch this execution is fascinating. This is a heck of a throw. Great coverage by Nate Hobbs. Puts the ball where Skoranek can go up. Hobbs never really sees it. And how about the job by Skoranek? Second year out of Notre Dame. Gets both hands on it and fights and pulls it away from Hobbs as they hit the ground.
Mayfield's new favorite receiver. 7 receptions, 90 yards. One bigger than that one. Second and 10. Mayfield.
Mayfield downfield. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Are you kidding? No way.
They go 98 yards. That's good for 23.
What the hell?
New leading man in Hollywood. Holy mackerel.
Bro.
This is unbelievable. Sean McVay's
Oh, good. Yeah, that was Tutu Atwell.
Pressure right now is on Matt Gay to try to in effect win it with 9 seconds.
And we get a timeout by the Raiders. That leaves them with 1 timeout remaining.
This is silly stuff.
It is. Really is. This is a really good call. You got Atwell right here who can work to the inside. Baker is locked in right here on the safety. Watch the movement by Deron Harmon at the snap of the football. He works to the middle of the field, meaning, okay, I got a shot here.
I'm sorry, that was Van Jefferson with the touchdown.
Takes it. And it
Yes, you did.
downfield with receivers he's never thrown with. We saw it with Skoranek, and now we see it with Van Jefferson.
So now they put 10 seconds on the clock to add to the second for the extra point to take the lead. And the kick is good. It is
17-16, Los Angeles. Some Browns fans are saying right now, come home. Yeah, come home. Get back.
Yeah, man, good for Baker Mayfield, man.
Wow.
He's been through so much. Cleveland and then Carolina, and now here in LA. Let's go back to Jefferson. Again, he's only played 6 games. He's missed 6 games this year, fighting back from a knee injury. That one-on-one matchup against Sam Webb, the rookie.
Yeah, it was Van Jefferson. Yeah, Van Jefferson. I thought it was Tutu Atwell, but Tutu Atwell looked like he worked to the outside
By Baker Mayfield.
because it looked like Van Jefferson kind of looked like he had like a double move on. Looks like Nate Hobbs.
It's a team that's lost 6 in a row. They're 3-9. They've had
And this is what I tell people too. I think with the right system and the right pieces around Baker Mayfield is not a bad quarterback. Is he below average? Absolutely. Well, I would say it won't go far as below average, but I think still an average quarterback. But with good, with receivers that he's never thrown to, the fact he's been in Los Angeles for 2 days and wins them a football game. Are you fucking kidding me?
honestly, I'm not trying to make this like more than it is. Has the league ever seen anything like this after 2 days of being in a town?
Not too many quarterbacks have come in on
And the Raiders are just going to let that bounce back into the end zone. 1st and 10 at the 25, 10 seconds to go.
after the game. Google
Yeah, well, that's you know how Skip is. Skip is a dick rider for some people.
Wind up on the set. The TNF Nightcap preview of Sunday's NFL slate.
And again, this guy's been made fun of. He's been ridiculed. He's a polarizing figure for so
So you got 10 seconds. You got one timeout remaining.
the fight.
He'll be doing a commercial with SoFi as his new home.
My goodness, man. So 1st and 10.
The Letterman. Here's Carr.
Carr with the time in the pocket. And that is picked off, and that's going to do it. The Rams snapped a 3-game winning streak of the with the Vegas Raiders.
And for the Raiders, it's going to be a devastating loss for a team that was on the cusp of at least getting back into some semblance of a playoff run. Instead of 6 and 7, they
Oh, good Lord. That's a very deflating. You're up 2 scores and you choked. Like I'm not a Raiders fan, but you deserve to get fucking laughed at to lose to a 3-9 football team. But either oh boy, my buddy Eric, he's at the game. Oh, good Lord. The entire Raider Nation is gonna go off it. And ladies and gentlemen, the Raiders decide to choke away a 2-score lead. So that's the 4th loss this season when the Raiders are leading after with more than 13 points. You got to be shitting me. Oh, wow. Okay. The one thing I need to say right now, my goodness, man. Like, wow. Like, I cannot remember a team. That's, but like, this is what I said too. I mean, even though it's a deflating loss for the Raiders, but I think this is a very good win for Baker Mayfield. Because let's be real, I think a lot of people kind of been very. Dude, I'm going to be laughing my fucking ass off. I'm going to really. I'm going to just digest this, but this is going to be fucking funny. I got to do like a preview. I got to do like a post game show afterwards because, good Lord, this is going to be funny as hell to kind of just. It's just wow, like you were up 13-3, and then you obviously 16-3. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the fact of the matter is you decide to, let's be real, piss away. That's. See, and this is what I'm saying about Baker Mayfield. Like I said, I've never been a hater of Baker Mayfield, but I think the dude during his time at Oklahoma had potential to be a very good quarterback. But it's just it had to take the right team and the right scheme and the right pieces to see that. And obviously with not the Raiders, but the Rams, it shows. I think if Stafford does say retire, I think Baker should be the long-term guy for the Rams. That's just how I see it. I mean, to be quite honest. Oh, damn. My apologies. But like I said, man, it's just like I think Baker Mayfield is good enough to where he can win you some games. Yeah, that is. Oh, that's right. The Tampa Bay Bucks did win by that score. Oh, damn. My goodness. But hey, look, it was a good comeback win for the fact that they had no timeouts and decided to, I think, basically run like a variation of a 2-minute drill. And yeah. But man, I thought so far, like I said, that's a better primetime game on Thursday Night Football. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't really think Baker is terrible, but like I said, with him joining the Rams in the last, absolutely, he's fine. To be quite honest, if Stafford does say to retire, for me, my honest opinion, I would say put this on record. I think Baker Mayfield should be the long-term solution. Well, long-term solution for the Rams because I think he's still a decent quarterback. if you can get Cooper Kupp back, oh, good Lord. I think that's going to be another good weapon he's going to have, along with Van Jefferson and Skoranek. Knowing that the Rams don't have a first-round pick, actually, now that I think about it, let's take a look at the updated draft order standings, ladies and gentlemen. So, let's take a look. So, we're still holding in the number 5 spot. So, the opportunity to go to the... They do. Absolutely. They do need wide receivers. They need wide receivers and offensive line help. Because, like I said, when they lost Andrew Whitworth to retirement, they're still dealing with this dead money situation. And I still feel like... they could use a secondary running back. But then again, getting rid of Henderson, that could put a damper on things. But you also got Kyron Williams, too, at the same time. I mean, realistically, for me, if I were like the Rams ownership or front office, I would say the only needs I could see, maybe quarterback, but I wouldn't go that far. Hey, you're telling me. Like, I never slam Baker because I feel like Baker Mayfield, even though I watched some of his tape during his time with Oklahoma, I mean, the only thing I didn't like is cocky personality, but I think that's probably who he is. But he has these moments where he could be a great quarterback. And I think we all seen this. And that's the way that I see it. And to be quite honest, it showed. Hey, look, he pulled, Baker Mayfield of old from Oklahoma. I've seen I think he had that one comeback win during this Oklahoma, but I couldn't remember. But so far, though, like I said, it's probably one of the better. It was a decent Thursday night game, to say the least. It's better. Let's be real. If I'm the NFL, please keep the Broncos and keep the Colts off of primetime football. Because let's be real, those two teams suck ass. Except for the Buccaneers and Saints. Those are the 4 teams I would say keep off of, what do you call it? Just keep it off of primetime. If you're not, let's see, this is the way that I see it. If you're not a 500 team, you do not deserve primetime to be on primetime. That is true. That is true. But like I said, man, this is going to be interesting. But I'm very good friends with the different many Raiders content creators because, good Lord, I know my buddy Eric's going to go off. I know, let's see, who else? My buddy Farrell's going to go off for sure because I knew he tweeted. Man, Raiders Twitter is going to go off. That is true. That is absolutely true. But like I said, shout out to the 8 people that's here in the chat, though. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. But, man, it's just, yeah. Let's just. It was hilarious. Don't get me wrong. You're up 13 over a Rams team that's 3-9, who's still with a Super Bowl hangover, and you choked. In what? In under 2 minutes? You choked under 2 minutes? Like, how does that fucking happen? Like, that's, I don't know anymore. Oh, man. Oh, dude, that's going to be fucking funny when I'm going to. Damn, Twitter is going off though on this game. Good Lord, Hunter Brody's did like a thing with Nathaniel Hackett over Josh McDaniels. Let's be real, two coaches should get fired at this point. Well, I mean, the fact that if the Raiders somehow be brought back for next season, yeah, good luck Raiders, because y'all ain't gonna do much with Jeff McDaniels or Josh McDaniels. Why do I want to say Jeff McDaniels? But other than that, though. It's just damn, but it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, exactly. It's just like, what the fuck just happened? You were up 13 points. See, this is what happens when you don't score. And the Raiders have been known to not score in most games. Most of the games, I mean, they've been 10 points or less, but some games that the Raiders have played, They've blown a couple 20-point leads. The fact that you blow a 13-point lead to an abysmal Rams team with Baker Mayfield, so it's like I said, still decent. Dealing with what pieces what he has, Van Jefferson. They don't have Cooper Kupp. When Cooper Kupp comes back, I mean, good Lord. Like, I don't understand. I really do not understand it. But other than that, though, it's, this is going to be a game too. I think this is a game you don't want to forget and you're just going to have to laugh at, because if you're a Raiders fan, that's pain. No, put that all in capital letters, is pain. But other than that, though, like I said, appreciate everybody tuning in to some Thursday Night Football. Woo, wait. Yeah, that just happened. I'm going to lose my mind, but I'm going to do it, and I'm going to. Oh, good Lord. So, with that being said, though, appreciate everybody that's tuned in. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, make sure you ring that notification bell. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.